Never understood that, how a rising tide could not affect all ships, but whatever. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some ships may not rise with a high tide. I have no idea. Shout out to all our sailors out there, and to Fabian, who is a fan of Sailor Moon. Okay, so... All right, Sharif.
Apparently, Sharif's the real fan of it.
Singing Sailor Moon. Okay, so look, we there he is. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, sing it, Sharif. He's on camera and doesn't realize it. Now he does. Okay. All right. So just real quick here, TQs.
Break it down.
We try to make it as easy as possible. So just if you guys are here on the midday and you're listening, more reasons to do that. Not just Sharif dancing. You know, these are trades, and these are real trades. TQQ, now the number 2 traded name, P&L wise, on the show today. It's just right there. And you don't even have to make the trade until 12:30. So it's a nice upside move. There it goes, man. It's 200 handles in the money almost. Well, it was at the top. We are long right down here at 19,290, 19,280. You're at 19,462 right now. So 180 handles. Huge move up. We just took out another piece. We never hold enough. We got a lot out here at the high of the day already, but it's an absolute, monster of a day here on the NASDAQ one more time, up 1%. Just keep going long, man. It's to me, it's not rocket science. We talked about that. We said it the last few days, last few weeks here, that the NASDAQ was due for a bounce, and there it goes. I thought it was a little bit oversold, but hey, the market's still in a bit of a problem, right? I mean, it's a nice move up for sure, but you still got to get above the 70, get above the 50 period to feel a little bit better about yourselves. NVIDIA just continues to go higher. Someone in the chat there, we're going to get to NVIDIA in a minute, said, why am I not long the 120 break? It's because I was long 118s. And I just honestly, we weren't here for this particular break, but that is another great trade if you had that. Feel like if you're trading NVIDIA and you're here to make some money, then yeah, trading that 120 break would have made a little bit of sense. We took it earlier, and I would have took it again, but so we'll see. It's coming back in right now, 120.35 on NVIDIA, another good stock there today.
Micron's next, guys, and I got a data point for you here that I'm pretty sure you might find stark. Micron has shed $70 billion worth of market cap since June, guys. So it's a bit of a tough look here for Micron, as basically we're looking at a glut of inventory of high bandwidth memory, or so say the analysts. This component was very important for these GPU rollouts, especially for the hyperscalers. Seems like there's too much in the market right now, though, guys. Taking a bit of a hit, but trying to bounce here.
It's definitely trying to bounce. Before we get to Micron, I got to shout out Code in the chat here. Thank you for the super chat. C3AI is at the high of the day. Yes, it is. A lot of things are at the high of the day. It is one of them. Hit it multiple times today. Shout out to you. That's C3AI. They took it on the chin on earnings, and it's almost back there. It's almost filled in the entire gap for C3AI. Whoops, down to $18. Now right back into 23. Still hasn't really broken the downward trend, but it doesn't matter. You're having a good one to the upside today. Now, Micron got double downgraded, I guess, and it found a pretty significant bottom. I've only been short this thing twice. I sort of felt like if there was going to be a chip name to short, like this is the one that made sense, but down 3%, but it has been in a strong upward trend. It liquidity grabbed, no question about it, that it's not really the 52-week low, but support here at that 85 level. On August, it was actually a little bit lower than this on that Black Monday, and then it came upside into 87. I shorted it once into 86, and then tried it again, 87.5 into 87, and then the third reload, it wasn't really a reload because I was out and then got back in, did not hold up. It's actually pulling back off 88. I still feel like this is a relatively weak one. If this market's going to pull back at some point, I think it'll be Micron that I go gravitate towards, but I almost want it to break 88 and see if it can do some kind of a mean reversion off a failed break. Micron, just a different story today. It's just been a short a few times in here, and it's not as good as the other ones. No questions asked.
Yeah, Micron will be a red name for me today because we did have the idea of shorting it, and we shorted it early. It had the 85 break, and it was actually, yes, agreed, says this person. Thank you for that tweet as well. Wow. We had a lot of, oh yeah, Finobachis. Those are, I love that little logo that Ramin and whatnot made there. That was funny. Okay, so 90 short sell, 85 if it breaks short. So hey man, we're gonna be here giving you guys trading ideas and putting them on for you. And it was fine. These were shorts, these were covers, these were shorts. It was absolutely good until it wasn't. And I'm fine with that. Here's the move down the break. There's a back up to VWAP. There's a push back down to 85. There we go again. And then there's the break one more time. So something about Wells Fargo about what, money laundering again?
Yeah, they've entered into Wells Fargo's entered into a formal agreement with the OCC to enhance anti-money laundering sanctions, risk management practice. They're including some approval for risk assessment program, yada, yada, yada. They're issuing a statement as we speak. The new offerings and notice requirements before expansion, blah, blah, blah. So they're working to address a substantial portion of what's required in the formal agreement. We're committed to completing the work with the same sense of urgency as our other regulatory commitments. Well, you should be. So that's Wells Fargo.
Yeah, so Ramin, just come over here. We just got to go over the charts.
It's not even.
No, it wasn't on the charts at all, but that's okay. $54 down to $50, and now kind of making a move around again. So Wells Fargo does retrace back to $1.50, but right now we are starting to short Micron. So I'm going to go short Micron against 88, which is the top of the morning too. Yeah, so we'll wait to see. Of course, it's not. It's just the top right now. We'll wait to see what happens. Now we are back into the short Micron, long Palantir, long TQs. But again, this has less than 5. This has a 5% left. Actually, less than 5% left of this trade right now for our market take. And we are at the highest spot we've been at all day. So let's see if we can continue that trend by holding on to Micron and seeing a little bit lower.
The number one performer in Mag 7 World today, NVDA. Great look forward, great couple of days for NVIDIA. So yeah, we had OpenAI and NVIDIA executives at the White House today speak with Biden administration officials about OpenAI and the scaling out. Jensen was able to talk to reporters after, said, basically, I trust that the Biden admin is going to make great decisions. We're at the beginning of a new industrial revolution. We have to strive for American technology to be the safest, best choice. Good luck for them today, guys.
Even realize that he'd be at the White House, but is that news? The new industrial revolution, and we know AI already is a big deal. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's telling us anything we don't know at this particular point. And NVIDIA has been on one. Let's start on the outside in. Yesterday was obviously a much bigger move, but I'd wager it kind of shook you out of a breakout long to then go into a secondary move to the upside. This was a little different this morning because it was essentially, it shook you out of like a pre-market dip buy and then went for the rally. Eventually was able to get it going. I mean, the 119 was much cleaner than trying a 118 break. And the pre-market scalp trades, which were good, got washed out at the open. Then VWAP started to hold. I was in that 120 for a hot minute, took the break. It immediately failed. I got up at that moment. I'm like, okay, 120 is not going to go. Go to the bathroom, get ready for the afternoon show, do the makeup and that kind of stuff, come back, and it's already flying. So I think clearly this one's still on a very good upward trend. Like if you pop it from VWAP, something like this, even now, okay, it's actually trying to test back underneath, but it's holding the 120 level. So if you pop a trend from when it just dipped into VWAP, it's actually holding underneath that. Expecting that it will be holding on to this one to the upside. If it regains this trend, I think you're good to go to get to 121. And when you go to the daily, which is not split adjusted, I'm just going to put up a weekly chart and we'll go NVIDIA here because it's important to remember like where we're sitting in terms of key price levels on NVIDIA. I think we have a decent shot. I mean, especially if you're able to break past 21. Like on the weekly, the big levels are like $130. I saw that in the chat a bunch today. 130, you're going to 130. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously on the weekly where that lower high has been. You're putting higher lows on these bounces. You're not seeing the 50 period on the weekly chart. So I think you're still looking relatively strong in NVIDIA. I'd like to see it regain this trend line. At a minimum, hold the 120 to look for longs into the 121 on NVIDIA.
I mean, as you can see with Neil's chart there, very, very tough off the open. And it's kind of the same thing here. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, that got dripped out. But then we started to really capture VWAP. And this is real trading, man. I mean, this is coming in noon. We were sitting in here having our little salad, buying this dip into VWAP, and it just held. and it was great, and it was fantastic, and we got out at the high of the day. So these are 18 bottoms, and we bought them, and then boomed it right there back up to the upside here. Was that high ride again?
Not
I guess
again.
it's halted again. All right, so anyways, out of NVIDIA, it's now really representing the 50 period again. So these are that's $2.50. So like we keep on saying over here, if you're looking for these kind of trades, NVIDIA has them. You know, I really think that this is the right way here to be looking at a stock like NVIDIA. Watch out for these opportunities to have big runners. So NVIDIA continues to be that name for me. I like the stock, and we got to get longer.
A lot of chips today on the afternoon rundown, guys. Microsoft, NVIDIA. Now we go to SOXL, and you can see another good day for SOXL as it's close to the highs. It's been strong as of late, but it's been a mixed bag for the microchips today. You've got the likes of AMAT, ASML, as well as Qualcomm that are negative, but then you have NVIDIA and on AMD, as well as, I believe, SMCI, all green. This is a headline, not really specific, obviously, to the microchip sector, but it looks like NVIDIA chips will be able to make their way to Saudi Arabia after all, after the Biden administration discussed possibly putting export bans there as they're worried the Chinese may get their hands on those GPUs.
So just before we go to SOXL, anyone in that ride stock, RYDE, that's a dumpster fire, it's a penny stock now. I have it down at 84 cents. Wow. I was joking when I said it would maybe see a penny stock status. I wasn't all that serious about it. I was kind of joking around that that's where that sucker was going to be going. But look, I mean, I don't know that SOXL's chart's going to be vastly different from what we're looking at with some of the chip names. The only difference, I think, would be you haven't taken out the top from the pre-market levels, or at least regained it here. So SOXL, it's like 32.70. You're pulling right back into prior support, which to me suggests, you know, you're able to hold a bid here. You can make a retest of those highs, but overall, like, it's a decent pullback. But you know, you have enough I guess you have enough weakness that you're not really busting it out here too much. We'll blame Micron for some of that, but I still like it to be able to hold on to this 31.50 area in the general sense, prior resistance, and try to trend back up. I just don't necessarily see, when you look at SOXL and you look at NVIDIA, I can't come up with a case as to why you'd trade SOXL over NVIDIA right now. You know, like, it's, the way I would see it is you get more juice to the upside on NVIDIA, you get more juice to the downside on Micron because one's super strong and the other one's down 3% on the double downgrade, I guess we're calling it. So SOXL, yeah, it's trying to break those highs, but it's going to need NVIDIA to carry it through. Broadcom's having an unbelievable day as well, so I think it's worth acknowledging the breadth of the market, but most of these are just a little bit off of their highs, so you're not going to punch through on SOXL until NVIDIA probably goes first, and then Broadcom goes second. And yeah, I just think you got to look at NVIDIA. If it holds that 120, that's the key level to look at next.
Like right here, we have 87.52. There's a big order. I'm only short at 62s. There's an order just sitting here at 51 right there on the book, 87.51. So I'm going to put a bid at 52. Just so stupid to get it at 20% of it because I don't know. And then if we can reload it, if this keeps on coming back up to the upside. You want me to handle this one, Ramin? Then I've got you. Becoming a funded trader means trading with a firm's money instead of your own. At Trade the Pool, you first complete an evaluation by hitting profit targets while managing risk. Once you pass, you get access to up to $260,000 in buying power. You keep up to 80% of your profits while the firm covers the risk. It's the perfect way to trade big without risking your own funds. Ready to become a funded trader? If so, join Trade the Pool. Scan the QR code on the screen now and click on the link in the description. Thank you to Trade the Pool. All right, so just real quick again, you know, Micron, we just went over that just roughly. There is a buyer there. Not scared about that by any stretch. Just got to note that because if you're watching tape, there's something there. I do want to get longer on NVIDIA. We just missed that reload there. When people are always asking me where do we reload these stocks, that would have been fine because we can wait for VWAP, but then you're just sitting on your hands again. We had that huge trade yesterday when we broke the top on NVIDIA into the close. That was 115.50. And again, you could, you know, potentially do that again here. 120.80 breaking the top here off of numerous tests and holds. So, I mean, it's just looking strong. NASDAQ up again today, big, right? I mean, we on here we have this is what we have on our sticky note, just so we're on the same page. ARM long, Amazon long, Intel long, Palantir long, Micron short. So it's like we've been thinking longs, man, for a minute. And I mean, look at this Apple. This is the number one P&L name here today on the show. Apple, boom, boom, boom. Like these are huge trades, man. 221 out there at 223. I mean, take $2 on Apple. I mean, these trades, Neil, are here, so we got to take them.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. And speaking of the high of the day break on NVIDIA, it's at the high of the day right now. And there was one long that there was, what's happening now? There was one long that I had in the plan that I just didn't actually get. There was a potential breakout for Mara. Like 58,000 went on Bitcoin, but Mara just kept on creeping without breaking. And now it looks like this might take out the top. I said at lunchtime, or sorry, at the end of the morning show, it was 11 o'clock, that we'd look for this to maybe break and continue with the market to show a little bit of strength. But yeah, it's getting real close. We're at $16 now. That's a 16, technically 16, 18 or 19, I think is this high in here. Breaks that 20. I think you can grip and rip. And it's not like it's completely alone. Like I think it can just do like a follow. Like Coinbase kind of already broke and is going. So I think it's like a drag me up moment here for Mara potentially. The fact that I'm a little surprised it hasn't broken yet, but certainly in play. You know, it doesn't matter. Sometimes the setup you're looking at, it could come tomorrow, it could come in the morning, it could come in the pre-market sometimes. Well, maybe you don't always love it as much in the pre-market, but Mara within less than 1% of breaking out that high from yesterday. I do want to be involved in it. What else you guys got going on here? I saw C Battles talking about don't miss out on the Affirm long. I pulled it up, and my first thought was I'm a little bit wary of this one. You know, so many things are punching highs right now, and Affirm looks like it's in the middle of a reversal on the 15-minute. Like it goes into resistance, which was, man, look at this thing when it got to 41.50 last time. And when this pulls back off a bullish move, Affirm knows what to do with a good pullback. You know, it has no trouble giving a V shape or an A shape, whatever you want to call it. But this feels a little bit weaker. So I don't know that I want to buy that dip. I'm going to get rid of this. I probably had a support line in there for some other reason, like weeks ago, the last time I looked at it. Not valid now, but Affirm seems a little bit weak to me. I'm going to stay away from that long. I think you have your pick of the litter for strong names today, and I'm going to steer clear of Affirm. But it's been a good run for it today, no questions asked. I just don't really like it right now.
Okay, yeah, good look there on Affirm. BTC is looking ready to go. Yeah, 58.4 right now. We can have a quick look at IBIT, of course, and you know, nothing wrong with looking over there. So let's have a quick look as the NASDAQ right here is at, wait on a second here for Ozan. At highs. So we have this bottom again. This is now 200 handles in the money. So if you are trading futures, good look right there. Just real quick, if you're trading Micron with me, we don't, you know, we hate doing these types of trades. So why we're in them is a question mark. And it's just, the market's up, it's blasting. My bias is just so short on this name that I want to keep going short. And unfortunately, if the market keeps, like if we're right about the market, then this name's probably going to come out. So I'm now waiting for one last reload. It's not, what I would trade on Micron right now is probably 10% of what I would trade on NVIDIA. So it's not a big thing. My bids right now on Micron, we put a bid at 50 because we just noticed that there was a buyer there. Hopefully they break. Then my next bid was down here at 87.15. So thinking that we could get a much bigger move to the downside on Micron. So this is one where we're not really planning on scalping it. We're trying to take, you know, I guess 50 cents is a scalp, but at the end of the day, if the futures just keep on doing this, any kind of a bid down here would be fantastic. We get a 200 period fill, that was even better, 87, and then I don't think we get VWAP. That would be something else if that was the case. So I just wanted to say I am waiting to get some more. That just missed me, by the way. I'm at 87s. That is crazy. That wick was 8. Oh, that 8 was 84. Okay. So I feel better about that. Palantir trying to go back up. Amazon was, like I said, sort of one of those names that we wind up getting in and out of when we should have just stayed in. So Amazon, again, another name that is written down on here as a long at 184. Like, look at this bottom, Neil, 184 on Amazon, okay? Like, that is the bottom today. We write this thing down at 8 o'clock right here, right? And what do we write down? Let me see, there's the Fibonacci's. Right there, 184 long. All right, so...
Those Fibonacci's are important. So.
Yeah, I mean, what else is important?
You're not gonna find support and resistance on Fibonacci's.
No, but you will find it on the sticky note, and there's the level right there, 184 flat. So go check it out every single day. And I mean, it's not, like I said, just trying to do it very, very simple. There it is, 184, and like Nas says, as it was written up here. So we waited for that play. Should have been there. We're not. So again. Another fail right there. But like I said, we're at the highest spot we've been at all day right now. As the futures continue to go, Micron not doing anything, and then Palantir back up a little bit, looking to break this level. This is actually a decent trade right here for Palantir, breaking 35.15 or so. I could maybe get on board with this. Possible trade idea right there, but yeah, there it is. Everybody green today? Ponzi Fonzie, I'll speak for myself. Yes, I am green today.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So, Ride, no, it's not reopened. Never mind. I just heard Ride was reopening up.
Maybe it's opening up?
No, you know what? I think there might be something wrong with Ride because this is the second time I've seen a resumption on this stock and I don't see any trading on it. Like I'm staring at it and it says it's at 111, but I'm not seeing, I got no quote movement. So, you know what? I was actually going to take a retracement through $1 on this, and I always said that in the morning, but we have no quote movement on this stock. There's something going on here with this, and sorry, I have no idea. I just heard that it reopened, and I'm not seeing anything on it. I have no idea if yours is working.
It's not open.
I just heard him say reopen. I see resumed on my trade ideas halt scanner says that it resumed, and yet...
It's just opening and halting. Every time.
Which is insane. That stock is a complete joke. Just one note on Starbucks. It's gone to this same high, and the high that it's at right now, this is where I had a breakout into this level earlier in the day. So the first trade I actually had on Starbucks was it breaking the high to then reject like 98.65 or so. And then it just kept rejecting that same level. It's pulled into VWAP, gone halfway. If it rejects it a third time in here, technically it's like a fourth time. You can even call it a fifth if you want. Then I just want to jump out of this at the half and wait for it to give you VWAP one more time. And I don't necessarily think I want to wait for Mara either. If we're just going to trend up, I don't see a reason why not to play long into it. So it's been trending loosely along that trend line, as you can see, and now you're breaking out the top. So a revisit of the trend line, I want to look longs. Forget about VWAP. If it breaks 90, I would get out of that trade because I'm looking mid-90s. And then play it into the high of the day as opposed to just only taking a top-end break. There's something to be said about in the afternoon or when there's less time for it to go. If you think you're trending into a big break that everyone likes, what's better than taking the breakout? Being long before it ever gets there. And I think NVIDIA is a perfect example of that as well. I don't need these anymore. Like you can just be long at any point. When it breaks, then you're already in the money on the stock. And suddenly it's a little bit easier to give it more room on a trail because you got a better average price, all that good stuff. That's the way I want to play Mara in here. I think you can play some catch up. Bitcoin's above that key 58,000 level. That's been a good one. I'm certainly liking what's going on in BTC. Would just like Mara to continue to go as well. NVIDIA did not, in fact, break out that high, but we still have that 120 support that looks pretty good. Bit of a topping tail candle here for rejection of that high. So let's see how we respond to the 120 level. And I don't know, I'm looking to see, this is starting to set up. When I got Micron short, for the time that worked, it was fail, consolidation, breakdown. So I think there's the fail. It's consolidating now, kind of wick this high. So for me, this is where I would like to get in, like after it's shown you the inability to get to the upside. So I want to see if I can pick some up now. It's looking a heck of a lot better here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a fill there. I just want to show everybody here that our quotes are working fine on ride. It's just, you can see here, we're opening and halting. So I just actually have the time there. Like it's opening and like there it is. See, now it's open again. It's going to halt again. Like it's printing $1 and
it's like completely.
Yeah, see, like, so watch. It's just because it's only a 10% move, right? So it might halt again right now because it just touched $1 again. So that's kind of, see, like there's probably...
I thought they changed, the halt rules are supposed to be different for penny
now
stocks.
that it's over $1, maybe.
You know what? Yeah, because it's over
anyways, like it's going to halt right now again. So that's what I'm just trying to, there it is. So halt it again.
Yuck.
So that's what we keep on hearing is that
it's
like literally opening and closing momentarily every single time. So I just wanted to show it to you. That's what's going on. I think it's great if you want to take a shot and put a stop if it breaks $1, but then I don't know the liquidity. So for me and the type of shares that I would have to trade on this to be happy, I wouldn't do it. So
this morning it was much more, like when I looked at it in the morning, it was much more reasonable in terms of liquidity and movement. Even on the way down, right now, that's insane. That's nonsensical.
All right, a little bit of a chicken dinner winner right now. We'll see if it can go even further, obviously, as here comes Micron. I mean, we talked about this trade. We are 4 pennies away from getting more short, which wish we would have, but maybe it'll come back up and we'll see if we can get that trade back in. But for right now, we're happy with what we're doing right here on Micron. Have the short, talked about the short, like the short. We have lost on the short before as well, so we'll see if it can come in. I think if it bleeds, we do have a bid right here at 15, but that's not 15, is it? That's 20s. So I'm going to change that bid to 15, from 15 to 20, just to sit here at support and resistance. If we're lucky enough to get the flush there, we want to do that. I mean, it's exactly what we did on Apple, and then we put that one to bed. I mean, this was a monster opportunity there for Apple just by sitting there and grabbing the fill on that dump. So, I mean, Apple was already P&L number 1 off this move, but it really got going off that move. So that's something that we're going to have to continue to watch out for there. The NASDAQ, like I said, please don't take this that seriously of a position for me. I put the stop order in at 65.50. So, wow, that's a while ago, so we'll have to adjust that stop order right now. And just looking back, we're already below the 50-period moving average, so let's not get too crazy with this. 66.20s or so for the NASDAQ. We have less than 5% left, so let's go 66.29, therefore stop on that one. So that should come out pretty soon here on the TQs, but that's just a trail. Right now, 180 handles now in the money if you are following that one. Micron doing nothing, Amazon and Apple. So, I mean, what else do you guys want to talk about?
I heard there was a question about PayPal, which...
Apple could break this top, yeah.
PayPal looked really good, actually. Shout out to Randy. Is Randy the devil or is he the angel right now? I never really know. Is it the angel on the right and the devil on the left?
Only angels fly with me, so if he's with me, then you are an angel.
He's got the devil look, though.
He does, but he's a devil in disguise. Yeah, Neil's the devil. Yeah.
I did. You know what? We were talking about this. We were on the aftermarket show last week, and I was like, it would be cool to just do that every now and then. Do like a devil angel, a little bit of we'll talk about a stock, and you get one person that's the devil on it, one person that's the angel. No, but there was a question about Palantir in the chat here. Not Palantir, sorry, PayPal. My bad. It was PayPal. PayPal looks great, I think. And I actually just wrote this down on my iPad because you wipe out bottom couple days ago, there you go, Randy, and then you make this higher low and higher low into a breakout 70.5 on, and then Brendan walks in, dun dun dun, no, into this 70.5 level. So I like what I see there on PayPal. Like it's basically like a bit of a reversal where you pull back into prior resistance on the daily. That's great. You always want to see resistance turn into support. Now you're going to try to break out the local high and regain the top, which plenty of room to the top on PayPal. So 1 point, that's stronger than the market by just a little bit. Just a little bit. But I like PayPal. Maybe a 70.5 breakout tomorrow can be played. I don't know what catalyst is going to be there to make it happen.
All right, let's go into a position right now. There it is. We'll take some money as Randy was. I told you he's the angel that I needed. There's the break right there through to the high of the day for Apple. We were just mentioning that we were going to have this trade, and there it goes. 223.21. Let's see if we can get going even further to the upside, man. The trading just keeps on coming in on this side of things, and there goes the TQQs as well. It's another one. It's another chicken dinner winner. As there goes the market back up to the high of the day. We are on one. It's 20 cents now in the money for that move as we just keep on going higher and higher and higher. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's with us here today and enjoying what's been happening now. We just talked about this. This hopefully will be 6 straight days of positivity coming from this desk. All right, let's go back over. I believe it's time for an ad read.
This part of the show is brought to you by Moomoo. Moomoo is shaking up the investing game with its cash sweep program, offering an incredible 8.1% APY on uninvested cash, far surpassing typical stock returns. Your cash earns interest 24/7, and you can access it anytime to reinvest when the market turns. Plus, sign up now to snag 15 free stocks and bonuses up to $2,300 in Canada. Don't let your money sit idle. Make it work for you.
I saw someone in the chat say Amazon
Let it work
200,
for
and then I
you.
said to myself, like, Amazon 200, that's a vacation level. Like, that's a level where we could start to cash out some of these recent buys and then fly, because that's a great level. And if Amazon can get anywhere near there, yeah, giddy up, man. I am loving that trade. We are really loving tech trades these days over the last couple weeks. Not weeks, but I guess this week for sure. Nice build up here. Amazon's been holding out for a couple weeks, all the way back to mid-August, holding out on I think this must be where I'm in. I'm going to double check. 170, it must be a little bit higher. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's been a good level there to hold out for. So we're going to see what's going on now with Amazon. I like that you joined the party here. Micron, we're both, Neil and I, both the same price. But we're a little different on this one, man. We've got right here Apple trying to sing a little bit here. Nice movement. We're waiting for 23.57. It's 30 cents in the money on this one here for Apple.
There you go. Good look on Apple. I just got out of my only long. Starbucks is gone. I love Starbucks, but I was saying this even to O because I know he loves that stock as well. I know you love it.
Yep.
I just feel like 99 and 100 are going to be trappish on the stock. So it's a great move off VWAP, and it got to 99. There wasn't a huge offer, but it was enough to slow it down a little bit. But it's getting very, very, like, this is where we are on Starbucks. Like 99 in here is the top. You go all the way back to December of last year, and then even in January, you had this 99 high. So you're at major resistance on Starbucks. I feel like if it breaks 99 and holds above, you can get one more push into the $100 level. And then once it breaks 100, what's this up here? 100 and like 107.5, 108 is where it was in November of 2023. So Starbucks on an absolute tear. Wow, you talk about triple bottoms. What's crazy about this is that there was a trend line after it broke down on April 30th. When it broke that trend, it's been completely absurd. And then even the consolidation up here was gorgeous. Like, it ran stops underneath, liquidity grab, and then flew to the upside. Starbucks it's killing it. It's only up 0.7 today, but that's because it was up $1 million yesterday. I mean, the only reason this isn't up more, and a lot of things would be up more, but yesterday was so ridiculous that there's just no chance you're going to be up more than that, because there had to be a consolidation as people were taking profits. The other name that's worth looking at here that I'm a little bit surprised about, and I've been saying these I just can't believe Nike will not join this party. They also have some China risk, but for whatever reason, Nike just doesn't want to round out the bottom and break out the top, which I'm looking for right now. I'd love to see it bust this 79 level and holding on to the 50 period moving average. Like, I like what I see. It's holding on to the 50, trying to round out that and get back into the 80s. It feels like it's making a bottom, but after you make that bottom, I want to see it break resistance on Nike. That hasn't happened yet. Maybe we get lucky tomorrow and it takes out that 79. Adara?
Stock not reacting too much as of right now, but it's worth noting there are a glut of stories coming out here right now from Microsoft, MSFT, some of them related to OpenAI. So we did have earlier today here around that 2:30 area, we have OpenAI launching in this model called Strawberry. That's internally what it's called anyway. This is going to be launched as of right now only to Pro Plus and Team users, but it is going to be a reasoning related model. We've seen some reports of that previously. We also have the information reporting that OpenAI is in talks with this MGX fund in the Emirates for a $7 billion fundraiser. So lots of fundraising continuing for OpenAI. One of the more interesting stories, though, here is actually being reported by The Verge coming out a few minutes ago. Microsoft apparently building some Windows security features to prevent what we saw with that CrowdStrike outage CRWD on July 19th. So some interesting stuff here just to recap on some of Microsoft's many updates today, guys.
No, the CrowdStrike had some choice words for like, oh, it's not all of our fault and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, like obviously it's true. Like when you're integrating any security software in, like you have to make sure, like, yeah, stay up to date and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. I feel like CrowdStrike's still a bit of a problem. I don't regret getting in because it was able to bounce pretty nicely. But I just looked at that chart and I looked at Palo Alto. And there was a decision to be made, and it could have just been as simple as buying more Palo Alto and not even messing around with CrowdStrike, regardless of what it turns out to do. What's weird to me is the market just tested the highs. NVIDIA is no longer testing the highs of the day.
Wow.
So it's not the same as others over there on NVIDIA. Micron just tagged the 50 level.
Let's go.
I think it can get down to VWAP. I think it's worth a repeat in here. Try and get some 70s next time. That makes a lot more sense. But NVIDIA is suddenly not as strong as everything else. You look at it not breaking the highs. You look at Microsoft. Apple's already gone. Microsoft's at the high of the day. Alphabet's been an absolute rocket ship. You were just talking about Amazon. Like, look at Amazon here.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's not really the NVIDIA show anymore, which is weird. You know, usually it's NVIDIA pushing us higher. I do question what's going on with Tesla. I feel like Tesla just could never break out today. Yeah, Tesla was another one. We were set for this one to start going. It just showed you 231 all day long. I really felt this was going to get broken this afternoon, but Tesla getting top heavy. You know what's weird? Tesla yesterday was very top heavy. Even when it broke the top, it was just not very good relative to the move into it. So yeah, I think the leadership is going somewhere else here.
All right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're short Micron right now. Apple is a 25-cent winner. So we took out another piece. It just doesn't seem to want to go too much. We have this break of the high there. So obviously we're just long right now at 26s. Our stop is going to be roughly around 223. So we're just taking 1-to-1 right now. And we're out of 40% of it. So like what we're really doing, you already asked me, Ponzi, if we're up or not today. We are. So we're just kind of adding to what we're doing right now and still trying to be a little bit cautious with some of this. We have our stop already coming through right around here for the TQs. If we do break that level, Apple, we just talked about that stop. That could be coming through. And then maybe, just maybe, did I switch my bid? Oh yeah, I put it at 15s. I don't need to not be at 15s. Oh yeah, it's fine. 15s are fine here for Micron. Okay, so we'll see if we can get a little bit lower here for MU coming through. All right, I said this the other day and I went over to the page and it wasn't working. We're going to talk about right now money. So normally we spin this when we have profitable trades, but right now let's go talk about who's making the most money here at not at Trader TV, at Real Trading. So you can see yesterday, top 10 traders yesterday. Wow, what a nice, so this is how you know it wasn't me, no Canadian stocks trading yesterday. TSX Ventures, CME. So this trader traded everything here.
NYMEX too.
Yeah, exactly, NYMEX too. So crude oil, maybe yesterday, there was an oil number. So you're gonna be able to see that that's coming through. You can trade nat gas over there. And then the next trade, New York NASDAQ, sorry, just New York. Then the TSX, so you can see we do have that. Unfortunately, right now, we have access to over 50 plus markets worldwide. But as you can see right here, none of these were Europe. Oh, Vienna, oh, my bad. There's Vienna, okay, sorry. There is one there, so that's good. So there you go. Just showing you sort of the depth of what you're able to trade here at Real Trading. Different markets coming through, NASDAQ, AMEX, NASDAQ, TSX, so on and so forth. But you can always check these out if you are part of it. And here is so sometimes they'll just go to show you, like we had Jeff Mendel on today, and you could see the highest single trader for the pink, well, you call them pink sheets, but the OTC markets there was $1,200 yesterday. The Vienna market is right there. The CME over $3,000 just as one individual market. Like the top trader in that market made this. Right, and so you can see here, we even trade Blue Ocean after hours, the CSE, the Hong Kong, Amsterdam markets, all the way down as it starts to run the gauntlet. So yeah, just shout out to Real Trading. It's right there on the screen. These are some numbers that you can check every single day when you go to compare your profits on our trader information portal. Yeah, okay, so that's that. yeah, not much else going on right there. Yeah, that Vienna trader does always seem to be there, doesn't it, Adam? And that's the thing, right? It's like when you go over to a market and you figured something out, hey, it's me, you can then start to hit things pretty hard, right? You and I, Adam, had that talk in London about trading more TQQs, and you could see the result. TQQ probably the #1 name for the show in the past couple months. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to switch up our game a little bit and add, right? You always got to add, Neil. You got to add different stocks to your repertoire, and different strategies, so on and so forth. So shout out to that Vienna trader and for people adapting to the market.
That's the thing. We've been, doing it a while, and I think there was a point at which on our floor, Europe was actually the #1 profit center for at least there was a few months here, and then there was a half a year, maybe a decade ago. But there's stocks out there that you can trade. You look at ASML, and everybody knows who ASML is, but the last couple of sessions, like, there's been moves on this sucker. Like, it's capturable, and you want to trade in the primary market if you can. There's opportunities, and I know a lot of offices do like 24-hour trading. There's actually one here that does trade Blue Ocean, one in the GTA. And I know that they're looking at that overnight market. Obviously, that's a totally different ballgame when it comes to liquidity, but you never really know. You're going to have overnight moves. You're going to have earnings to play off of as well. But I look at ASML, like, look at the way that this thing is able to move, often going into the close. And I know it trades in the U.S., but when you trade the primary market, it is a huge, huge advantage. I just want to come back over because we're still chilling at the highs. Mostly, though a bit of a lower high is getting put in here on Micron. Like, the first time through, like, there's your lower high wick. It just kind of did that wick again and didn't push into the 60s again. So Micron's still working its way back into the downside. NVIDIA's trying to hold on to 120 the best it can. Mara's doing the dip, so there's no breakout on Mara. Mara went exactly to the morning high, to the penny, and didn't break. So Mara did not break the top. Yet. I don't want to give up on it. I feel like, you give up on it, it's only 248. We still got power hour. This could easily still break that high. It went to the penny. All it has to do is go one more cent and it breaks out the top. But we could see VWAP here on Mara. And I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of a dip buy in here. As long as we're not losing 58,000, I'll be perfectly okay with catching this VWAP here on MARA. Not as strong as Coinbase, but I like it if it can play some catch up. And the key is we're above that 58,000. But the breakout trade's going to have to wait. I was like, oh yeah, we're going to break the top on Mara, but it didn't break the top, so I'm not in. I got to buy the dip.
All right, let's go. Here we go, man. Micron, nice little move here, 25 cents coming back in. We're going to take a bid right here at 30. Again, like another tranche out here. Come on, fill that 30. Like, if it stops now, I don't even know why I'm at 30. Normally I'm at 31 or 32. But I don't want to change it now in case it swipes. I want to be there for that fill. One more penny down, guys, and we'll get a nice 60-cent win. There it is. Yes, we did. We got it. All right, so far so good here today as we've given Apple as a trade. You know what? With this market pulling back in, I'm going to take a 33 out right now on Apple. Just make a little bit as we just don't want to hold too much as we come back into the 50-period moving average one more time here for Apple. It's Micron, man, and again, boom, goes the dynamite there. A couple fills. We talked about we wouldn't trade this with as many shares as we would trade NVIDIA, and we don't. So nice move to the downside now for Micron, trying to go out now of half of this. I canceled this 15 bid. We'll see if we can get something maybe down into here, 86.90 or so. Let's put our bid right there for Micron. Our net over here is just climbing with some of these trades. So Apple was really good. We just made that move from 54. So we were pretty much cruising and not doing anything on the top side. Now we take down the 50-period moving average on the NASDAQ. So that could be a trade. Remember, we're going to be getting out of our TQQs here in just a minute, I think. Waiting for 66.30s is what it says. Okay. All right. 40s is probably a bit better. I'm going to switch that right now and get out of that one because, hey, guys, like I said, if you're going to be trading stock, you got to be responsible. 66.40. All right. So we'll do that. If that comes out, great. More shares on Micron than we do on the futures right now. So that'll be good. The biggest position is Micron and Apple. Actually, they're both tied, Micron and Apple. So we'll see what winds up happening now. Apple coming back in. Why did we not have a bid there? We'll have to go find that out. I want to buy some more Apple.
Apple is looking fantastic on the long term, but you are getting a bit of a pullback right now. So I know, I'll go very quickly before we go to Adara. Affirm, I looked at it and was like, oh, it actually looks pretty bearish to me. On the higher time frame, which was asked about, Affirm looks much better if you pull up a 15-minute, I think, or like a daily chart. However, lower highs into the market falling. There's lower highs. It's a similar setup to a retracement trade. I think it can get to this 40.5 zone. So it's starting to pull into the downside. As we're going to go to Adara.
Let's do this.
This part of the show is brought to you by Benzinga Pro. If you feel lost in the noise of the market, then you need Benzinga Pro. Benzinga Pro cuts through the clutter and gives you the insights you need to make smarter, faster trades. From real-time news to unusual options activity, we'll show you exactly what's moving the market and why. Don't miss out on your chance to trade like a pro. Visit benzinga.com/pro to start your free trial today.
Oh,
dump it.
Baby, let's go,
Dump
man.
it.
Those ideas are cash right now. Let's get to the downside. We get out of our Apple, man. Apple broke. We gone on that one. TQQ's break. See you later. Look at this out right there. That is, and that's why you gotta have those outs, man. I mean, right there, Neil, that's like save ourselves $1 on that move down. I don't know what that problem is right here in the market, but the market break and gets lower. And Micron, pay dirt right there on Micron. So congratulations, anybody following these trades. They were really, really hot.
Absolutely. It's a bit of a flush in the market. It kind of just happened. I mean, there was like nothing, nothing technically, I don't think. I mean, it probably just technically nothing news-based. Looks like we just rolled over pretty much everywhere. Look, I'm going to show you a few things. This is NVIDIA. So I'm out of Micron. I was looking at that consolidation breakout zone right in here at 86.7, and I was sitting on that bid. But there's NVIDIA through 120 into 119. Here's what just happened on Tesla. Tesla just broke VWAP. It's now 227. So that was a heck of a flush in there. I had just taken Affirm. I mean, Affirm was, it's just kind of timing. I was sort of looking at that one as it was setting up that lower high short. It pops right down into the prior support level, wicked it, and bounced. So quickly jumps them out at 40.80. I'm short right at 99s on a 41 even dollar break. So I got 99s. We're looking for a VWAP retracement. I don't know if there's going to be much of anything that looks that great on a dip buy, but the one that stood out, I think, was the fall on Tesla here. Like Tesla really gave it to the downside, losing VWAP. I feel like if this one comes back in, Tesla's now red on the day into an up market. It never really broke out the top. The things that broke out the top are stronger. That makes obvious sense. But Tesla, one of the few things that lost VWAP in a hurry. I mean, NVIDIA is still above VWAP, even with the pullback. Apple's still holding VWAP. But Tesla looks a little different to me.
All right, man. Here we go. We went back long NVIDIA. I mean, we're going to go over some strong names, and when they fall down, we want to buy them. So, so far, so good, but we just went up to 66 and failed. Over there, we're long at 51s. I was actually waiting for in the 70s. Let's put something out here at 65 and see if we can get that kind of a response on this trade and just start to maybe scalp it out just a little bit until we figure out what exactly is going on here with all of these trades. But hey, there it is again, another one as we put some more money back in our pockets here on NVIDIA as it continues to go up. All right, Micron was monster. Here comes NVIDIA again. Oh no, can we do it one more time here on NVIDIA? Let's put something out like close to 80. If we can get a quick 30 cents on this scalp, we will do that. And there it comes, coming back one more time here for NVIDIA. Look, man, this is what we're talking about here. Market falls down, we have our plan of action. So we just go right back over to it. Traders unite right there as there's another trade for us on NVDA, Neil. Another 30 cents real quick.
That's what it's all about, man. Go get them. And I can't believe Starbucks, you know what, maybe I don't want to catch this falling knife. Nah, you know what, it's a little bit too deep. It doesn't make sense for a scalp trade. And then when it got to, just thinking out loud here and talking out loud to you guys, when Starbucks got to the prior high, my first thought is, hey, retracement into the prior high. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. It already broke out off this one, consolidated higher. It needed to hold up here at 99, not here at 98.7. That is a hefty pullback in Starbucks. Yeah, I don't need to catch the falling knife until it shows me some strength on the bid. I do like the long in it, but I thought there'd be a trap at 99. It got a heck of a lot further. Going to try to play the patience game. I think there's going to be a nice spot for reversal. It's a technical break that's bouncing. Now some buyers are starting to come in. All right, the bid's starting to firm up a little bit here on Starbucks. Want to see it get back to 70, and then we're going to try the long back into 99 even on SPCE.
So there you go, guys. So like that's kind of what we're talking about. Like it depends on the stocks you're looking at. Like we just got 50 cents on Nvidia, like super fast there. So you got to be careful. Like some of these stocks are really starting to move around. We're going to be at the highest spot we've been at all day. So shout out to you, Ozan. There's the cow for you coming through one more time. So yeah, so far really so good. Me here today. I don't really know what else to tell everybody. That was a great reload there. Some good opportunities coming through on Nvidia. Let's go over to Amazon, another name that we knew we wanted to buy on dips, but unfortunately we chose, not unfortunately, very fortunate that we chose Nvidia. But this might have been better, man. I mean, that we don't have the bottom of Nvidia, but this was 186 up to 187, so almost $1 retraced back up on a strong Amazon name. We are 60% out of this Nvidia trade as we just got O's. So good move there. That's already 1-to-1. We were going to stop out if it takes out this area right here, 19, like 1909 is that bottom. We go long at 50. That's 40 cents worth of risk. Take out 40 cents right there. Let's play with house money and see if that goes up. But I don't really use R2Rs or anything like that. So I just kind of trade with flow and feel. And, you know, that's how we go, man. All right, thank you so much there, Ozan. Thank you for Jay Lee and for everybody there in the chat, Adam, so on and so forth. Thanks to Neil for the kind words on those trades as well.
What did Palantir do?
Yeah, Palantir actually.
Mashworth is like Palantir, eat. What
no, I think you could have been short. So I think that anybody. Yeah, so those kind of comments, yeah, it's a good point bringing that up. I feel like this is a short area. We only have 5% of Palantir left. We talked about that, and I was saying that we were waiting for this to break. So I congratulations. I'm going to assume that someone, whoever that was, Neil, was short. So I think that's a good call.
Oh, I didn't have the chart up. I was just...
Yeah, no, I think that's a good call. And you just bounced into more, or you went long down here, actually, now that I look at this, into more support. I'm going to do that, actually.
I'm feeling like you probably bought the dip just now because the market just did like the market's already back to not the top, but look at this wick. We're right back into the support at 19.4. Like that's insane. Like you went to 30, you went to 3.6 and then right back into 4. Okay, so Starbucks Nvidia reclaimed that 70 level. I just jumped back into it. Wanted to see buyers step in. Like you're catching a bit of a zoom the wrong way. You're catching a bit of a falling knife, but I wanted to see, instead of trying to get the bottom, I wanted to have it bounce and see if we can play a continuation. I want to update a firm because I feel like that still might be valid in there for the short, although I don't know how much I want to reload shorts if we're right back at the high. So we're going to go back into the long, play this into the 99 even level on SPCE. Tesla punched through VWAP. Now you can say that it's relatively weak, but yeah, there was no selling at VWAP on this stock. I'm not trying to fight that thing. No way. Like it looked weaker than the others, but there was no sellers once it got into VWAP. All it's doing is going absolutely nuts. So support bounce is certainly coming in here pretty strong in the overall market. I might want to just get out flat of a firm. Like, I think if that was a technical break and that's all it was,
oh boy,
I'm jumping out right there. Break even on a firm. Like, we got what we got on it. Now we're just going to take out the rest, break even. What a bounce the market just did.
Yeah, I mean, guys, we just got, I mean, we just put this position on 4 minutes ago. It's $1 in the money now again on Nvidia. I wish every day was like today. That would be amazing. And then I come in and tomorrow's going to be even better. Oh, on that note, yeah, tomorrow is going to be better. I'm not here tomorrow, so it'll be Obi and Neil tomorrow. So it'll be a great show coming through tomorrow. Good luck on all the trades. Just make sure that you keep my spirit in you because
it ain't over yet.
It's been a hot one. Nah, it's not even close. Still 1 hour left, and then we'll have Danielle Shay on the market recap show. But tomorrow I'm at a charity event with I think it's with TMX.
Holla.
And it should be a fun one tomorrow there. Kevin O'Leary? No, I don't know. I don't know he's going to be there. Maybe, hopefully, lot of networking coming through, and that should be fun. So we'll be there tomorrow, spreading the good word of Trader TV Live. So catch Obi in this spot here tomorrow. But what a great way to end it off with 6 positive big days, battling back from that first horrible day of the month. So yeah, I'll miss all of you guys as well. It's hard. Me and Brendan were talking about this. I have 0 sick days, I think, in the last 2 years. We just joke about this. I think taking vacation is fun, but that's the only time that we're out of here. We've been blessed with an immune system that has been pretty elite, and I think that's a lot to do with my kids going to school and just basically.
You get all the good germs. Well, yeah, they're not good germs.
I'm just there, just defending all the time, every time. So it's been really, really lucky to be able to do that. But yeah, I'll miss all of you guys as well. But don't worry, I'll probably be in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. And let us know how it goes at the old course. You guys playing 18?
Not get the sticky note.
You guys playing 18?
Oh, yeah, we're playing 18, and I'm taking an Uber there. You catch my drift.
I think we know what you mean with that. I mean, that's kind of the reason you go out, to have a little fun.
Yeah.
When you're golfing, enjoy that time out there. Yeah, Gatekeeper Adobe is reporting tonight. You'll be able to catch them with Sean and Danielle.
Yes, Danielle is. I don't know. I haven't messaged her, but she's always there.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure she confirmed. I mean, last week she said she'd be there. She's not going to miss, especially with Adobe. That's big earnings to come through on Adobe. So shout out to that. I think you want to make sure you stick around, not just because it doesn't matter whether there's earnings or not in the aftermarket show. Sometimes it's a bit of gravy when you've got some earnings to run through, but when you have 1 or 2 names, it allows you to focus on going over what the market did, going over some opportunities, going into tomorrow, key levels, all that stuff, instead of just this is reporting and that's reporting. Next thing you know, the half an hour is over. I actually prefer it sometimes when you only have 1 or 2 names, and then you can just talk about the market and get a great guest like Danielle, because I'd love to hear her take on what to do at some of these highs. So just Starbucks coming back in. I think it was the right call to stare down a firm and say this is a different type of move. It is what it is. That was some kind of a weird technical breakdown and then a rip your face off upside. So instead of giving it a wider stop thinking continuation to VWAP, it's no, let's just punch out when it breaks, when it goes to the break-even level. And that's exactly what's happening in here. We'll see what happens with this market. It doesn't seem to want to get absolutely to the highs, so I want to take some profit when we get the chance here on Starbucks. Yeah, it's not really rallying as much as the rest of the market. It did feel like kind of Starbucks pullback seemed a little bit more violent than everything else. And I am reminded of where this thing is on the daily chart. Put into context, it's literally at highs on the daily that go all the way back for a year. So it might not have as much pep to its step, at least initially. The market certainly carried a heck of a lot higher. Matt Carnes, we'll get to your thoughts, but I do believe we need to go to the desk.
This part of the show is brought to you by Firefly Neuroscience. Firefly Neuroscience is revolutionizing brain health. Our groundbreaking brain network analytics technology is transforming care for patients with depression, dementia, anxiety, concussions, and ADHD. With 15 years of research and a wealth of brainwave data, we're set to illuminate the future of diagnostics and treatment. Pharmaceutical companies and medical practitioners, get ready. FDA 510 cleared BNA technology is here to supercharge your clinical trials and enhance patient care. Join us at Firefly Neuroscience, traded on NASDAQ as AIFF, and be part of the next big leap in neuroscience. Ignite hope, one brain at a time.
I hope there's a hole-in-one thing. That'd be.
I'm not getting any hole-in-ones, but that would be nice. Sometimes there's long drive contests. I haven't been to one of these events in literally forever, so I'm excited.
You don't mind my asking, what's the longest drive you've ever hit?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, 280 or something like that. Nothing that's too good.
I wouldn't even know.
It doesn't say too much about it. 8 a.m. shotgun start.
You got to shotgun a beer before you start?
No, my friend.
Obviously, I know I'm joking. I'm messing around, man. The only time you would ever shotgun a beer at 8 a.m. is when you're tailgating for Bills.
No, that might be happening. I'm just saying what it means is that everybody starts at their own hole and then they bang and then everybody tees off. So.
I actually didn't know that's what it meant.
2,200 per foursome. Oh God. Okay, we better start getting into. We better start getting into.
I'll say what and who now?
Yeah.
Holla.
I got invited. You know what I'm saying? There'll be some stuff going. With Sick Kids Hospital as well.
Great charity, man.
Great charity. It's an event for the kids.
The best.
We'll do that one right there. What was the funniest thing you ever heard? That was pretty funny. I don't know what it was. All right. What Neil did. Yeah, okay. That was funny.
The funniest thing I ever heard was that Mullen was a buy. That's the funniest thing I ever heard.
What is it doing today?
Oh,
Oh,
Matt, I'm gonna get to UAL.
Back in the
Matt Carnes. I
day.
promised I was gonna get to in a quick little second, but no, Mullen's at. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know it was down today, so don't at me. Okay, so I know the daily chart looks like this. I actually didn't know Mullen was down 6 points today, so hopefully no one got rinsed on this stock today. I didn't mean to joke about it. I just feel like there's like 2 or 3 stocks that are the worst performers in a long run in the history of the market. Camber Energy is one of them. There was another that I forget, and Mullen is another one of these just consistent like pump and dump, and they keep raising money and diluting. It is actually a flat bottom break on Mullen here. You know what? The last time it was down here, there was a 10-cent bounce before one of the last splits, and there was a 20-cent bounce. I think this one was, I kind of don't remember. It might be due for one of those dead cat bounces on Mullen, because usually after it consolidates like this for a while, you're good for a little bit of a squeeze to the upside, get a few people some money, but you got to make sure that you have yourself an out. So UAL, Matt Carnes, I'm going to get this out of the way. I really don't like, and I've never invested in airlines. The one time that it would have made sense to was at the bottom of COVID, in my opinion. That said, UAL's chart actually looks really good. If you're into the things like, what I love about this, I love when a stock breaks out after a death cross. Because what that tells me is anyone that follows that technical stuff is short here as it's breaking out the top, which gives it some more acceleration. So stock breaking out after the 50 crosses the 200 downside, to me is a good sign. We're talking about those contrarian things with Chris Bretcher last night. Sometimes the best setup you have, it's like, oh, I already like the support and resistance level. I already like the trade in this direction. And then it does some kind of a technical thing that people like in the other direction. Like, so you like a long and some technical crap happens to make it a short for people. And that's like the best long opportunity if you can find those two things. It looks great here, consolidating in a breakup. I just don't like airlines, personally. Like, I wouldn't swing it or anything like that myself. But maybe it needs to get back through 50. That rejection's weird this morning. That's a bad rejection on 50. Maybe it doesn't need to get through $50. Yeah, that's quite the reversal. I don't know if there was any news on it at all to cause that. It could have just been like it rejected $50 and gone. So Starbucks does get back up, but that 99 problems. Well, Starbucks doesn't have many problems lately ever since nickel took over. But 99 has been a bit of a problem on this daily. If it can't hold it here, I'm going to get out. Dara.
We've got DJT on watch here. Trump Media and Technology Group. This one getting its highest volume candle in about an hour on the 3-minute chart here and trying to push higher. We do have, according to a court filing, a Georgia judge dismissing 3 counts in that election interference case against Donald Trump, who is the majority shareholder of DJT and his allies. So DJT trying to push higher here as we get into Power Hour, guys.
Oh man, I was gonna say I didn't realize that was that high up there for Starbucks. We did sell some of that at 95. We talked about it, but holding on to a little bit. Great trade there for Starbucks. Let's see if it
20% is 20%.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
25%, right?
See if you can. Yeah, as long as 74s or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So just looking here, Nvidia. I just said we just got reloaded again. It's now $1 in the money off of that reload. So I mean, it just touched 50 again. That's where we're long. I mean, I say just hold the rest of the day for me. We don't have that many shares left anymore. Unfortunately, we only have 20%. We told you 20, 20, 20 out at 120. I mean, I'm going to get out every single time whenever I see a shelf like that. So all I'm trying to do is give. Well, not trying to do. I'm clearly doing it, but giving these trade ideas, and then you guys get out when you want. I mean, these are why I draw these lines. You clearly, I mean, Adam and some of the traders there in the chat, Neil, everybody around here knows probably where I'd be getting out and in anyways. So, you know, you just, the more you watch, the more you'll figure
out
that
at the high of the day.
Yeah, exactly. So
or major moving average.
Try to get out at the high of the day.
Or the 50-period moving average.
And then we bitch about never having enough shares on board. All right, so that's that trade. Nvidia, Micron. Oh, someone said that Sean got, you know, Apple tricked us, something like that. Yeah, but not really. I mean, I'm fine with that move. You know, people pay a lot of money to figure out stuff like this. How do I properly take big winners without taking big losers? And I mean, this is $2. These trades are monstrous here on Apple. This trade right here, the one we took just before this trade, was already a good one, right? And then so when it falls back in, this is how you get out. You get out when levels break, and that level broke, so we got out and didn't have to punch the bottom and get liquidated down there, and that's part of it, you know. So all right, Trump is not going to debate again. That's just in our ears, so they don't have to. They have to do, I believe it was 2, right? So He's done too, and I think that that's a wrap right now. And I don't know if the animals of Springfield really need another debate coming through there. My wife sent me just a hilarious thing with The Simpsons, and it was a Springfield thing, and it was cutting into Donald Trump there, and I just thought that was funny. There's always that, whether or not it's any side. I mean, there's Kamala memes and all that stuff too that are going around, and I just feel like
you have to understand as Canadians, we don't really get any of the fun stuff. Like all of the, you guys have a lot of, I'm talking United States, not everyone is an American viewer. We know that. We have international viewers all over the place, and we love all of you. I know it's a majority, but you don't see a lot of, the memes and then the talk show stuff. We get none of that. Our election is like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like the one day the signs are up, and then the next day you're taking them down. Like, well, hey, can I put up a sign? I tell them no, and then 5 days later, I feel like the elections are over in Canada, and it's not as much fun. You know what? Sometimes the best trade you can make is the trade you don't make or the trade that you get out of. So Affirm is actually taking out the high of the day right now. Affirm is absolutely on a tear. So shout out to, I think there was a few people that were looking, wasn't just one or two, a few people that were looking on the long here. Man, it gave you, that pullback technically was, look how good that is, back in a 40-70. And break even, and then now you're going to take out those highs. So super strong move there in Affirm. Good look to anyone that was long that one. I had one short and we got out of it. That's the best we were able to do. Unbelievable recovery for that stock. Even like Tesla. Tesla looked weaker than the rest. I was like, okay, well, if it's weaker than the rest, let's look for a retracement in the VWAP that shows some weakness. Just didn't happen. Like if it did this at VWAP, that would have trapped me short. Because I would have taken, that little reversal, I would probably have shorted like there off that high if it happens under VWAP. Thankfully, we are not in it. Not to crap on Mullen. I do want to see if it's going to take out this low on, I can't unsee this on Mullen. Like afternoon support yesterday at 16.3-ish, and then a bit of a double bottom here on Mullen. We probably don't have free locates on this. No, we don't. Mullen. But it's got like a flat bottom break here right now as the market's at the high of the day.
Yeah, those stocks keep reverse splitting.
It'll never, they've reverse split so many times, it's immune to the pink sheets. It's not going to the OTC because they'll just they've done probably a million reverse splits.
Eventually they will because they won't be able to just keep on doing that.
In theory, you shouldn't. I got out of Starbucks here. It did not hang on to that 99, so we got in 75s. It pressed to 85, and then it does not hold on to 99. I do feel like it's at resistance on the daily, so I'm going to jump out of it. I doubt I can get shorts fast enough on Mullen, but I'm going to go cost them out. Usually it's not that cheap. Or not that expensive, It is cheap for locates.
Yeah. Everything to short here is very, very cheap. We can, let's go over to a name that I know that I paid for shorts for Adara and for Sharif the last couple of days there. I don't think today, though, but GME. What is the market trying to do before we do this? So we're just right here. We're starting to get underneath here. I don't know. Debating just getting out of this NVIDIA for 70 cents. Okay, let's move on. So GameStop here today, not, giving some opportunities, but, whenever you look back at a chart, it seems easy. I would just always say, into the day's high, especially in the pre-market, if it's going to be a name that has some kind of an action on it, you want to make sure that it either breaks that or it supports it. And I just think, if you were looking short today, you would have had a great opportunity right here at $20.70 if you're looking short. And why wouldn't you be? It's down on the day into an up market. So that's a short for me. So it's very, very simple. The way I would trade GameStop would be a short. So I'd look to short up there. And then the same thing, look what happens when you break the pre-market levels off the open. That just absolutely cranks lower. So that's why I say that I'm a very, very simple trader. It's going to be support and resistance with catalysts. That's pretty much all. So GameStop has a catalyst. We had earnings 2 nights ago, and not much happened off earnings except for we got that offering, and it came back into $20. You can see right here on the, not much happened for the first 20 or 30 minutes off the report. They actually started to make profit. It was 4 cents versus -1. So congratulations for that. But the revenues were $100 million lower. So that was not hot. But, holding this 20, pretty important. So look what happens today. Held 20 again. So all you had to do is short this. I don't know, what you get 40s or 35 or something like that. You probably would have been able to get 30 cents. So that would have been a trade there. And then that top, again, if you're lucky enough to short this, based on that, you're holding it about 10 cents against you. Hold it back to VWAP, you would have just got it, so probably back into here. So again, that's another 30, 40 cents. So So GameStop had opportunities, just the kind of style of trader that you are. What's up, Tom H? Sean, show your trade order execution. Okay, I don't have any on a GameStop there. What we've done is we've just ordered right here on NVIDIA. We had bought right down there at 119.45, out right there. So that was $1. Now we're holding back 20% of that one. Other than that, man, I mean, this Palantir has been really sleepy. We just tried to, what is going on? I'm bidding 80s. Oh, man, that went to 81s on Palantir. All right, so
never bid the O's.
That's a thing.
Don't bid them.
Oh, you know what? I can do. Hold on a second there. I could do. Neil has this on.
What do I have?
Where's my? Do I have to go here? Trading activity. So you can see the
I
orders.
do. I like to show where my orders are. It's
yeah.
it's accepted display.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why I point on the program monitor
There.
where I can point.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
I can switch the color, but you can see there's my order right here.
Yeah, I do green and red so people can tell.
Can you move this over? That's not. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So there it is right here.
Yeah.
So that's where. See.
You can see when you put the order in.
Yeah. I just want to say like no cap. You know that's where my order is, and I just told you it was at 80, and I just put that thing on.
What's cool is for stop orders. So like if I said like in that same vein, if I set a stop order for NVIDIA, let's just say NVIDIA breaks 125 bucks,
see
right?
it on there, right?
So then it'll show that my limit price if it breaks 25 could be 125.50, and then you can literally see it just sit there waiting for the breakout order, just so you know exactly what we're looking at. I don't use market orders for any breakout trades. We use even like when we trailing stops and stop orders here. Most of the times it's going to be a marketable limit order. So like an aggressive limit order is what we're going to go for on that. I was trying to count the zeros to tell you guys how much it cost to get the Mullen short. 0, 0, so 3 zeros and a 6. It's incredibly cheap.
It'd be like
on Mullen.
6 cents
so like
for
100
shares, or how many zeros?
No, like if you get 1,000, it's like 6 cents for 100 shares, and be like 1,000 would cost like 60 cents. Ridiculously cheap. But it does matter because if you paid 1 cent per share on Mullen when it's a 16-cent stock, that's not good. Because like look at these ranges in here. Like this is 17.5 top to 16.9. So that's only 0.7 of a cent, which is still 1 point, right? Like it's still like that's a good move percentage-wise, but you've got to put it into perspective. So and unfortunately, the way that it's coded in our system to show you guys the position board, it wasn't done with penny stocks in mind, as you can obviously imagine. So my price is, I was trying to get 16.2, I got 16.1. So it's pulling in. The range before was about 0.7. So when it goes half that, I'm looking to catch some bids down into 15. I don't know where the bottom is on this stock. I mean, we can do, like I can show you this all I want, a daily chart, and then the low is like 13.5 cents on Mullen. But I mean, I don't think it's going to 13.5 cents now. It wouldn't be the end of the world if it decided it wanted to go to 13.5 cents. I wouldn't complain. Hopefully no one is long this stock, but it just did a bit of a flat bottom break. Tony Price, I use limit orders about 90% of the time. Yeah, I wouldn't say I've never used market orders. That's an unfair statement to say. I just very rarely use them. Sometimes there's a line that was given to me when I was a trainee, and I don't remember who said it. I would give credit if I could. It was along the lines of, there's always a price you're not willing to pay. And that's the way I look at getting into position with a market order. You know, you can want the long. I can want a long break on NVIDIA 120. Let's call it 121 because that would be the break of the high today. I could want that long all I want, but it doesn't mean I want it long at $122 if it does that break. And I've seen situations where that happens, especially on like an IPO or something where, you know, there's not as much liquidity. You don't want to be 1% out the moment you get into a position. That's not good for anybody. TX Jet fan, so the mortgage on Mullen was a mistake? It depends on where you got in, but I'm going to guess probably is not working out all that well for you if you put everything into Mullen. No, there's good stocks. I keep it this simple. I don't know that much about Mullen. You want to know more about Mullen? Ask Randy. He knows all about the EV names. I can just tell you what the chart looks like and what I would want to do with it for a trade. So I'm looking back here, and with the market doing that rebound, I still see trend down on Micron. I feel like I should have already reloaded this one to the downside. All we have is that flat bottom break on Mullen, and Micron's going down. There was something else I meant to go to. You know, it's not Tesla, although Tesla can't seem to get through the 230 level. I feel like there should have been a re-entry. into this Micron. No, it was Starbucks. I wanted to see how that one is doing. It did get back. So you got back above 99, only to immediately make a wick high. Yeah, I think this is running out of steam on Starbucks. But I'd rather not short a strong stock, and that's a strong stock to me. So I want to see if we can get down to 15 even on our friend Mullen. And I thought of that because I actually don't remember how we got on Mullen. We were talking about bad stocks.
Maybe someone in the chat. All right, Intel. Okay, so now we're starting to go down. I'm going to put some kind of a stop here. I don't want to be in Nvidia too much longer. 119.90. All right, let's cancel our stop order rate. Now, actually, that's where my stop order was. Oh my God. We should have just punched out. I just canceled the stop order that was actually at this level. So there it is. We'll just punch out there ourselves and get out of Nvidia and just go. Now it's never going to be as much as the top was, but that was only 20% left. So we will do that trade and put that in our pocket now and get out. And again, it's 3:21, right? The power hour is upon us, and we are now breaking lower. And this is not like, oh my God, let's panic and get into the futures or dump all of our positions. It's just we're having a day, so we can just get out. And there it goes, underneath the 50 period. I'm completely fine if this takes out the top. Well, I'll actually punch longer on NVIDIA if and when we get back to the top of that stock. But for right now, this is just the NASDAQ. We've already double topped there. We had its time up here. You know what? I wish we could, if we had volume profile, we could try to see. I mean, it doesn't look like there's too much volume up there at the top, but at the end of the day, looks like it was a top from 1250 to 150. So it basically was an hour of just topping up. And then we had this move, so we could have that move again. And I just, not really here for that. Here's the market ramping up. That was probably NVIDIA. We had that trade, and then or Apple, or everything, and then right there, good top for the market. So we'll stay away. Wish we had looked at that and maybe gone short the TQQs when we punched out. But again, that was just a trade that we were not planning on. So that was a good one. TQQs now. This could be a short of the market here. You want to try that 66.45? Thing is, I'd say that I'd never really wanted to short when the market's up like this, to be honest with you.
What's interesting is the VIX is actually at what was a key level a few times.
Really?
Like right at 17. I mean, on the nose here. I should set a volume profile on. So I have Trading View up just so I can look at the VIX and Bitcoin as well.
Has it.
Trade Ideas probably has it too. I should look into setting it up. We actually did. I remember we did a lesson on it. It's a cool indicator. Volume matters, man. We like to see where all the volume is going off, but you're making a bottoming pattern on VIX, so that would give you something if it were to bounce off this to the upside, at least. Matt Carnes, I did not look at Lucid today, but I guess I should have, because that $4 short on Lucid, one day it's going to break out. It's more fun if it breaks out than if it just gives you a $4 short into 385. Right, Lucid still has a very big short float. Check that. Okay, yeah, it is still very big. 29%. Wow. Like Rivian's short float's come down. Lucid's hasn't really come down that much, and it's been in a pretty solid uptrend. So there's your uptrend in Lucid, holding the 50 period like a normal healthy stock somehow. I think it needs to break 4. Your 4 breakout probably needs to take 05s, and then you can get into 30s and 40s. You can take out that double top at 450, but you don't squeeze unless shorts have a reason to cover, unfortunately. So until it can get through that 4, it's a sleeper, and your only trade the last 2 days has been to fade it at $4. Okay, fine, in the afternoon or early in the day, whatever, at $4. If you had it yesterday at any point. Man, he went long anything yesterday, it went up. So of course Lucid was up yesterday, but that 4's got to go. And then it can start squeezing to the upside.
All right, we are going to try this. So I am going to go short here just to see if it wants to break, and if it doesn't, that's fine. 66.40. Try to get that into like around. We'll see if we can get the 200 period 66.11. That'd be 30 cents. I feel fine with that because our stop's going to be up here at 67. So this is like 25. Let's call it 30 cents worth of risk. So we'll see if it breaks. If it doesn't break, we're not in it. So that is all good on that front. NVIDIA, we got out right here. It wasn't, I mean, whatever, man. It's 50 cents. That was our risk tolerance there, so it was 50 cents. We got out anyways. That was probably a mistake, but that's why you take a piece out there. 20, 40, 60, 80, and then another one right there to get out and away from that. Now the only thing we have left is Micron, so we'll wait for that. But trade idea time. All right, I like Broadcom. Broadcom breaking this top right here. right there. Someone in the chat mentioned, look at Broadcom. It's right here. What's up, Daniel Melendez? Like that look, my guy. Thank you, Danielle, for that in the chat right here about Broadcom. So we'll wait to see now what happens, but there it is from the chat. I think this break is fine by me. Holding the 200, holding the 50, trying to go at highs. But again, we will not be in unless this breaks higher, right? So, I mean, it's just one of those things. If it breaks here, we can get in. So that would be one thing. So we're not calling the long immediately. We're more calling the short here if this breaks. This might be the first thing to come through. The TQQs is going to be PL number 2. We have Apple 1, TQs number 2, NVIDIA for me, and then that's it basically. And we still red on Micron, and then we're red on Palantir. And other than that, we're flat on Amazon. So it's still a very good day, but looking for more. So if that breaks right there, I feel like that might be the next one. We have Broadcom and the futures. Those are the two that we're going to look for now. Fortinet reported a data breach, but the thing is I think that was already reported. FTNT.
Yeah, there was news on them earlier.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say, I think it was.
Yeah, okay, so that's probably
it was
probably something to do with these big spikes here in volume. So
what?
Fortinet just saying that data breach has not affected operations and or services. So yeah. All right. So that's Fortinet coming through. So nothing affected. So you may want to go long on that, but nice little drop off there on a breach. So the thing about breaches is like, we can always talk about CrowdStrike and things like that, but you got to let everything settle down. You don't know how far these stocks can go on stuff like that. CrowdStrike, we had first saw and heard about it, 340, 350, 360. There's the dump there. There's 300. And then it goes all the way down in to 200 and change right there. All right. Well, guess what? We're in. All right. So right now we are in on this name, and that is the TQs. So it just broke there. And again, this could be a situation where why do we got 36s? Okay, that's not a good fill. Or maybe it was a good fill. Yeah, actually that break was right there. Yeah, all right. So we're fine. We put it on that bottom. I thought we were going to get 40s. Well, it should have been 40s. All right. A little bit of slippage there, odd for this, but that's okay. We are now short right here. I was going to give it to back up to this high, so which would be 67s. We'll see about more shares at 66.55. Because of the uncertainty of this trade, this is going to be, we have probably about a third of the position that maybe we would have had normally, exactly a third of the position we had down here. So we'll wait to see where we go. We'll get another third if it comes back up. But right now, there's a trade idea I gave to you, short the futures right now. So 19,440 if you're trading the NASDAQ futures is where I'm short.
Yeah, starting to roll over a bit here, and I'm going to take our second look at AFRM. It just made a topping tail candle. I wanted to see it really try to overextend itself and then show signs of weakness before looking at this one again. And if it wasn't for the fact that on the daily, like your lower highs are right in here at that 42 level, at least double top. Lower high in front of that 42. As a matter of fact, it opened that day right where we are right now, 41.60. But I just want to see it hold up here, not break that 75 level, and then jump over to it. I had that one up, so once I see it kind of level off, not break 75, I want to get in. But my goodness, what the heck is TIL? Yeah, TIL Infinity, apparently, whatever the heck this thing is. So if anyone curious about it, TIL is halted volatility at 59 with a 57 tap. This was a $29 stock yesterday. That's good for an obvious double up there. So one of its subsidiaries made a near-term payment of $5 million to another biotech company. It's had low volume all day. Yeah, that's very clear. And it just sort of broke out. Here's $6 million float and a couple of price increases. So this is just a low float story. Super small float. Halted to the upside. I'd be ridiculously careful with this. That doesn't seem look at the daily chart is nutso here, and not the character that got played by Marlon Wayans. And I believe it was Above the Rim. I think he was nutso, but that stock's insane. It's actually up 4x this week, like 4 times. I would not be chasing that. But yeah, it looks like a crazy one there. The Piper said, look at it 3 days ago. That's exactly right. It's been nasty. Mullen's starting to catch a bit of a bid, but it never really it couldn't get the fills off of that 16 quarter when it was really breaking down. You see it break down, and it's like, okay, well, you couldn't get shares for the first quarter of a cent move. It just caught a bid off 15.5 cents. as it tries to get back up. So I don't want this, like before you might give it back into here at 16.5, but now it's like, no, I don't want this thing getting past break even, which for me is 16.10. So I'll give it to like 16.2 just to move the trend line. I think you got plenty of time in the day for some things to still happen. And Affirm's holding above 41.8, so no entry for me unless it shows weakness under 75. Adara?
Let's take a look at some of these names making some outsized moves to the upside or downside on the S&P 500 as we wind up a pretty interesting trading day. We have here Wells Fargo WFC. This one not recovering much from a sharp move down after we had the Office of the Comptroller of Currency issuing this enforcement action against the bank. Also, we have Wells Fargo working with the OCC now as well on some anti-laundering efforts. So interesting look here at WFC. Next up, we have Broadcom, AVGO, just mentioned by Sean there as well. This one near high of days. Amongst, this post-earnings strength we've had in this one, we also have Carrie Firestone, analyst here, speaking positively about it on CNBC's Final Trades. Last but not least, Fortinet. This was another one that has just been mentioned, but earlier today had this drop after confirming a hack with a breach of roughly 440 gigabytes of files worth here on FTNT. Though they did just recently confirm here, as reported by Bloomberg, that there weren't any operations or services impacted by that. So FTNT, last name here, and a pretty interesting list, guys.
Yeah, thanks Adara for that.
Apparently not till infinity, by the way.
No, not till infinity beyond. I was going to wait for Broadcom, but I'm not anymore. I don't. We just came off that level. I thought with momentum we could have gone that way. Only 30 minutes left now. We are short here into the TQs, giving ourselves that 25 cents worth of room. If we can get it, we can get it. If not, we won't, and that's that. So I'm not going to take this break, but I still do like it if it gets back up there. The thing is like I don't want it to. If it breaks that, then we will be out of this. So we just got another third, and I'm not taking any more. Like you could take 60s, but then if you get above the 50 period and really start to hang out there, then you probably are breaking this top, which is 70 or 69. So we've averaged it now. We have 2/3 of the position that we had at the bottom there, and it is not even remotely possible to give back. Even if this breaks, guys, like that would be, we'll give back like maybe 15 or so % of what we made. So we'll wait to see if that happens now. 60. So this is what I'm saying, how to try to look for bigger winners while trying to control your risk. So right there, 66.70 or so. For this one, I think this is well worth 25 cents. If we can come back in, definitely the 200, we've already bounced off there once. That would give us what we need at least, and then we'll see about a close lower. I don't know. We're shooting our shot here. Adobe would be the one that reports tonight. I'm
going to guess 6.7%.
I don't know what it is.
I haven't looked today either. Usually, it's weird because I feel like usually we would have looked at the expected move. By the way, Till. When I saw it open up and then exactly test the halt high and pull back, I would like to say there was a short opportunity in there, but truth to be told, we had to pay for locates, and it wasn't part of the trade plan, and I'm not going to pay for them at 335 on TIL. So this is what I mean by what goes up must come down or can come down. Big pullback here in TIL. Did you check?
Yeah, I have it now, 7.1%.
Wow,
it's a $500. It's like a $600 name. So you're going to be talking about like, $50, $40 one way or the other on Adobe. But Adobe has been super hot fire off of that last couple of weeks, right? I mean, you're starting to break out right now. So again, to me, if I was going to look at this, you never want to make some calls, but you broke out here for a reason. Ooh. And now Adobe, I would say if you add $40 to that, welcome back to these highs. And again, this was a name that we've been talking about buying some of that. I remember when we did our podcast, it was in the beginning of the year, or as we headed into the beginning of the year, and it was down into these support levels there, and then it dropped out. So like you lost $70 or so, or no, yeah, I guess so, at the very, very bottom back in June, and then since then it's been nicely up. But yeah, on the year, probably a little underperforming there for Adobe, but I don't know that to be a fact. Where was it in January? Oh yeah, well underperforming.
Yeah, it's definitely underperforming.
Still red or so, actually, or just right back to flat. Or so for Adobe. That's the beginning.
Is that 420? No, it's not.
That bottom, yeah, pretty much. Well, 435. Okay, back over to Adara.
Update here from Fortinet, FTNT. With regards to that data breach, we're getting a bit of a move up here in volume and in price on this. The company making an official statement confirming that there was access to limited files. They're saying on a third-party cloud-based drive that there wasn't any malicious activity that they were seeing impacting its overall customer operations and that there aren't any products or services affected. So that is the update here from FTNT as we get a bit of a green volume candle here, guys.
There you go. Good for them. No, I don't wish any ill will. You always want things to work out, so good for Fortinet there. Rising tide, man. Let's go to all of them. Like I said, I like PanW a little bit better. Mullen just came out break even. Kind of it's not similar at all to Affirm, but when you get a flat bottom break, I'm expecting there would be some serious acceleration. The volume was good initially. There you go. The volume was really good initially on the break. I'm thinking you're going to accelerate, at least make a serious test of 15 and then get down into 14. Once it had the break, instantly the volume starts to taper off, and then you can see the buy volume coming in there with consecutive green candles. It's not like short sell restricted or anything, but not going to hold on to it past that break even. I feel like if I had seen if you see what this stock had done at 20 cents, the real play is if you're seriously looking at a stock that just goes down every single day, would be, okay, big up day, continuation where people are thinking it's going to be big, trap the long in here with the breakout through 19. There's your lower high once, there's your lower high twice. Then the VWAP fade was probably the best opportunity to get in because you could have shorted it right at 18.5 with like an 18.8 stop. You could have been risking a third of a cent and then just see it drop too clean for the VWAP retracement trade. That's what you can do when stocks, and I get it, not everybody can go short this name. I understand that's going to be true. But when the chart looks like this, sometimes you can just lean on it. I'll never forget Bed Bath & Beyond. There was it Bed Bath & Beyond or was it something else? It was Bed Bath & Beyond.
What?
No, we came in and we're like every day for every day for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We were shorting pops on Bed Bath & Beyond until it's like you just did it until it stopped working. One day it obviously will not work, but the idea is when the chart looks like this, you know what's up. Shakib, I predict market will correct as DXY will bounce from here. Any thoughts? I wasn't looking at the dollar. I was looking at VIX, thinking that we could pull back if the VIX bounced off 17, and it's actually trading a little bit lower as it's sort of breaking this bottom, which would make you think maybe it can help it go to the upside. We're still in this weird consolidation top on the ES. Yeah, I go over to the NASDAQ consolidation top. I don't have a distinct direction. That's why I was looking at for things that were overextended. What the heck, Mullen? See, like what the, like seriously? Like the breakdown's supposed to flush. The second it goes back above 16, like look at the buyers sort of come back into this one. I'm not going to touch that one again. Every now and then, if there's a flat bottom break or like a breakout of the high, when that reverses, you don't want to get trapped in the rest of that retracement move. I'm going to go back over to Affirm, which I still think, here we go. Now it's back underneath that 75 level on Affirm. We're looking for it to fail the high, get back underneath that 75, that consolidation zone where it has, and now I can give it to the top, which is like 88. Hey, I feel like you see some numbers over and over again as a trader for what it's worth. 88 is one of them. The high of the day, 41.88, or that is what it is. So high of the day, 41.88. That'll put it about 20 cents worth of risk, assuming some slippage by a couple of cents there on Affirm. It's on an absolute tear today. But lower high on the daily was this 42 area. So we did have, forgot to look at this, we did have early look imbalances.
Oh, okay.
But there weren't any, so yeah, it's my bad. I glanced at it, there was nothing interesting. I don't know what Kim is, PCG, doesn't really matter, TRP, those are things that are not going to move. Disney, 750,000 buy, and Target, 700,000 buy, JP Morgan, 500,000. The real story will be at 350 when the NASDAQ names come out. I feel like it's just not enough interesting names on the New York for the early look imbalance to really tell us much of anything these days. It's all about the NASDAQ, really. Not how it used to be, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always been all about the NASDAQ. Here comes Micron, 70 cents still in the money. So, yeah, could have reloaded it, but, again, what wasn't really that trade for me. We already gotten out at this spot once. We still have 25% of this position that we took at the 50-period moving average as it continues to go down, and we're just cool as a cucumber over here. See what I did there, Ramin? Okay. So, yeah. We're just chilling because our trade is already planned out. So hopefully this market will come back in a little bit here for us on the triple Qs. And I see people yelling to me, and not yelling, they're being very, very nice, saying, what about SOXL and what about SMH? I mean, I'm already short the market and I'm already short Micron, and I agree with everybody that's here. You could pick your poison. What do you want to go with? These are all ETFs basically of the market. I mean, when you're looking about SOXL and SMH, if the NASDAQ tanks, these are going to go down too. And it's at VWAP. So I don't really like this as much, but yeah, either way, I feel fine. It's just for right now, we're going to hold on to this one. And I'm just thinking like this can get down there. The NASDAQ could fall into the close. Like we went back to flat. We're short at 42s. It went to 39s there and then shot right back up. So I almost feel like the aggression now is to the long side. And you see how quickly you could switch your mind up here? Like now we're starting to hold here. So again, if we break this, it looks like we'll have gotten sort of taken back and forth with the lack of volatility right now in the market. So that's why we do not put on big shares or anything at this time.
You know the weirdest stock today?
Smaller stops.
The weirdest stock today was a firm. Not a firm. I'm in ARM.
Yeah, we had 140 as a break.
It's
140.
Well, it got to 141.
Oh, did it?
But
it's nothing.
But it just got right to the 50 period after volatility the last 3 days. Like look at the move in 3 days from the 200 period to the 50 period moving average, and then do absolutely nothing today. You saw Nvidia, man. Nvidia did some things. I felt like there'd be more continuation in the afternoon. I guess you had the dump bounce. You had to take this. You had to get the dump like at the open in a 135, I guess. Yeah, that 141 in the 50 period I think could be a problem for a firm going into the end of the week. If you're not breaking out that top, you could easily head back in. So just to give you an idea, a firm pulled back. This prior support is 41.50. So as it breaks down, I mean, the top is 88, the entry is 73. So as it gets down into the 50, I'm going to get some out there. Then look for a breakdown. This isn't going to have an imbalance. A firm never does. Probably, unless there's an index move, it's not going to anytime soon. We have 6 minutes to go. If we break 50, I want to throw a trailing stop in and just tighten things up a little bit. And Nvidia's broken to the downside a bit here. Tesla just tried to break 30 and failed-ish. Like it was above 30, looking like it was going to go, and now you're right back underneath. So I kind of feel like, look for something mean aversion going into the imbalances and at the end of the day. We just have not done a ton in the future. So whenever that happens, I'm sort of leaning to the mean reversion. Like you're not breaking out any tops. At least nothing I'm seeing is breaking out a top anymore.
No, there really isn't too much happening. I just want to say I did put a stop on Micron because I don't want to lose on the futures and then also have given this back up. So right now, if we'll take it out if it breaks this 10 area. It's starting to sort of loop up here on the 50-period moving average. So if we break 87.10, we're out. I think it's 87.15 is what I wound up putting in there. All right, well, looks like it will be a 25.6 hit if this market continues to go to the upside. Too bad. We took a shot there to go short. Doesn't look like it will print, which is fine. We will get stopped out. Hands are off, so I just got to make sure, actually. Yeah, the stop's still in at 66.71. If we can break through, then we will get out. Okay, so see, we sort of knew something like this. Broadcom and the rest of them are coming right back up. So there's that top again at, wow. So we could have taken this right there. Like that was almost a break again. We did have this order in before. We didn't take it. So I canceled that. So we're not in this trade. But that could be something right here, Broadcom, trying to go through 166.20. So that's definitely something to consider there I almost said BRCM, for AVGO there. Broadcom, Micron, Broadcom. What's Apple doing right now? All right, so still kind of cruising. Part of the NASDAQ bouncing right here obviously would be Apple also holding the 200-period moving average. So they're not all built the same. Apple, definitely a strong one in there. Amazon has been a name that we've been looking at all day. Going to close out near highs. Imagine writing down 184. Frustrating was we did have that level, but we did not trade off of it. So, JP Morgan. We haven't looked at any banks. We had that WFC news early.
What did WFC?
Still there at 206. I said I wanted to look at this name today.
No
right.
way.
207 was a decent top right there. So that could have been something for JP Morgan. Maybe we'll have to look at that tomorrow. Well, I'm not here, but tomorrow I think that could be a good play.
You'll never believe what WFC did. As if. So WFC tanks, it bounces. Where do you think it curled? I mean, at VWAP within 1 cent. Like it broke VWAP by 1 penny, held there for 5 minutes. This is a 3-minute chart, so it could have been like as many as 7 or 8 minutes, maybe even 9, and then plunged. That's a good dollar move there. Sometimes you just got to go where the news is, right? So we heard it on Benzinga. If you get in early, obviously you're great, but this was one, it pulls. Like, how many times have we done this? And Boeing does it, and Boeing wicks VWAP a couple times, and then it goes to the downside, or U.S. Steel does it. This was clean as clean gets. WFC is going to be worth a look tomorrow because this is, it's been bleeding here. But if we're not able to get back above this support at about, let's call it's like 51.70, it's worth trading exactly now. That looks bad for them. It looks nasty for WFC. I'm just in a firm considering reload here. You don't have much time. Oh, it's 3:46 already. All right. Well, we got some out at 60. We're going to get back in the mid-70s. The stop doesn't have to go anywhere because it's still at the high of the day. And we've got 3 minutes till the imbalances come through, so this will probably be the last one. But I got to make sure I don't want to forget the banks tomorrow. I'm going to just throw WFC in there. And the only reason I prefer that to JP Morgan would be if you want to short a bank, why not the one that got punked today the most?
Thank you, Rob Beck, for becoming a member. And I just said, All right, so we get out of 20. Is that right? Yeah, 20% there for 42s, which is flat. We do have another bid right here at 36. That would be nice if that fills as the futures are coming back in just a little bit. Now, the thing about this all is that we do have those imbalances coming out. We do not necessarily want to be in this with imbalances. So if we can, 36 was just on the bid. All right, so hopefully that can come in. We'll take that 8 cents, and then there again. No, I'm randomly picking this level here. Let's see if we can get out, and then that 200 period 25. So we're already sitting there right now. Like if we just bid 37, we're out of another 10%. There it is. I'm just trying to go in 10% tranches. And we say this all the time, man. I hear Adair say it actually more than all of us, of course, but believe in yourself. And I mean, right there, we just talked about this trade, right? It went to the upside. We had our targets. Sometimes you're almost dead on where this could go. To have reloaded it up there, normally maybe if there was more time in the day, we would have had that as a reload to get more shares, but there's the dump off. Here it comes in. Let's just see if the market wants to do that. You're always at the mercy. So we are out of 30% right now of this move. And I
like the 50 period, and I believe in good indicators, but like that's like a secondary. Like first, I believe in life after love. That's, you got to believe.
Yeah, you got to believe.
That's number one. That's share?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know, whatever, man. It's like I'm not Darren knows every song and every person who sings it. I had to think about it for a hot minute. And that's even in my time frame. Like that song probably came out, I'm not going to guess.
That's not that old. That song's not old.
I think it's pretty old. You don't think so? It's what do you think? That's like 20...
Nope.
99?
15 years? How old are we now? Believe in Life After Love by Cher?
No, but there's the new dance version is the one I'm talking about. Whatever. It is what it is. Markets coming to the downside. Let's go. Flush it into the imbalances in 1 minute.
We did it right there, guys.
So we reloaded. We're going back into the downside. Now we're just going to be hands-free as the imbalances want to come out, everybody. No LFT unless something crazy happens.
There it goes. This is what we're talking. I mean, I can't. Oh my. What a way to end the day here, Neil. What a way to kick it off, man. We're going to go with ICE tonight. We're going to go out, have a good time with them. Then we are going to be off tomorrow. And what a way to end it with $1 in the money right now on Micron. Oh boy. And then we just talked ourselves into this trade, and hopefully I talked you into this trade as well as the imbalances come out. So I'm just going to start to empty the clip right now. We only have 40% left. Let's see how far it goes down. I'm not even on the imbalance page here. That's the kind of day we're having.
Apple sell.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, let's see what's going on right now. The size, Neil just said that was it. So one more time. There it is.
Oh, Walmart too.
Walmart, yeah. Apple. But yeah, we did it again, guys. We're cooking it up. You're going to have a great show tomorrow with Obi and Neil, but this is what I miss the most, man, is being able to sit here, talk about trades, go over all this, and then at the end of the day, you open up your eyes and you're like, that was a pretty good day. There it comes back in one more time. Hopefully you guys have been all over this. I've given, the show, I guess, has given so many great opportunities today, and I hope that you all have taken them. So there it goes, man. Good opportunity. We're now out. We only have a few more shares left, 20%, 30% left on this TQQ trade. So let's just start to get it out now. I feel pretty lucky that fell down. We were almost shut down. So you don't want to look the gift horse in the mouth. And we did get our 25s that we were waiting for. So that was pretty gold for us. Just start to get out. We just get another 10% right now.
Yeah, I just took it all out on a firm. It caught a bid at 41.5. So if it's going to go quarters to the halves and that's the move, I'm just going to jump out of that one. Walmart was the other thing on the imbalance. I wasn't kind of ignoring it. I know the first one that popped in was Apple. I kind of didn't see Walmart and load up. Like, it did make a move to the downside, 1.3 million to the sell side. There was an actual move in Walmart about 20, 30 cents. Well, 5 cents off the highs. Walmart, another stock with an unbelievable day. Post-split, I mean, our charts don't post-split here, but post-split, it has been on an absolute tear. And look at this. That's a 45-degree angle trend line. I forget what is it the GAN that Sharif and Adara were talking about, where you have these nice little 45 degrees? It's very rare that you actually see a stock, to me, in the wild that has a very clean 45-degree trend to the upside. But Walmart is an absolute beast. I don't want to take anything away from Costco. They're both great companies, but these ones have been bad boys. Maybe look for some continuation and never look to trade this stock. But that's a great move for it. Out of a firm, I do want to jump back over with only a few minutes to go in here. The bounces are probably going to flip. I want to acknowledge Starbucks got back to the high of the day after all. It cannot, Starbucks can't be stopped. I think we see the $100 level tomorrow on Starbucks. It's probably going to be a very crowded trade. I'd much rather be long into it than trying to take a $100 break on Starbucks. But it feels very likely that we are going to get that level on Starbucks. So I got out of it firm. It hasn't really moved any further. Glad for that. I just heard something about a debate. I thought there was no...
No, Kamala wants another one, of course. All right, so there we go right now. 87.60 right there. Huge move down. We will take that out at the end of the day for Micron. So, yeah, man, so far so good here. It's 853, 353 right now. We just took out some more on the TQs. This is just going to be the last of that trade. And again, a monster day for this symbol here. We only took it twice. We took the long there and then got it out, right? So that was about 180 handles. We talked 160 handles, I think, right there. That might have been 180. And then we just shorted right now and taking more out here. So we'll go 2 for 2, trading the futures today and another big one there. Apple going to be, Apple still will be P&L number 1. And we left it alone. Despite losing it right there, this is the biggest stock for me today, Apple. On the upside, and it's going to be again now right there 6 days of green action. So that's good, man. So far, so if it's 6, I mean, I don't know. The first day of September was bad, so however many trading days there are, -1 on that. And then that's good. So far, so good here. All right, Apple, nice move back. The market's going to get going here. We can see if Adobe, it's only Adobe and Restoration Hardware tonight. Join myself and Danielle Shay. I think it was RH, maybe. RH. Yeah, expect to move there 12.
Hey, that's 13% short. RH.
Right, exactly, and a 13% expected move. So in and around there.
Yeah, that might be
Adobe
better
finishing the day near highs there, which is nice to see. We talked about that one. Looks like it's set up to go. Broadcom fails at that top again, so it's a good thing that we switched up our mind and did not take that one. And it's a good thing that we just put more money in our pocket and hopefully your pocket as well with this sweet, sweet trade on the NASDAQ to end the day. So wow, here it comes in. Just going to collapse all over itself. We'll see if we can bid something near 66 and just put a bow on this day. What a good day it was. Again, finishing, like we said, at the highest spot and a well profitable day here. Yeah, man, so far so good. That's it. It's 354. I mean, some of these will probably...
There were no imbalances to really flip, though.
It was just the Apple one, right?
Yeah.
Did Adair give it to us? Yeah, it was 1.6 billion to sell. NASDAQ was 800.
Apple's gone.
Half of it was NASDAQ today.
Walmart stayed. Walmart's still $1 million to sell side, but I don't know. Walmart's not that... It's not that big of a volatile mover. It stayed sell. Yeah, you could have... I suppose you could have gone with Walmart short for an imbalance short. In hindsight, 1 million on Walmart's actually pretty decent. It only did 10 million shares today. So you get used to, a million's nothing on Apple, a million's nothing on Nvidia. This was actually something on Walmart, but that's all hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. Dan McKissick tomorrow. Oh, it is Friday the 13th tomorrow. I have no idea whether that means anything to the market.
It does not.
I feel like there's almost a 0% chance that it does, but I have no idea. It is what it is.
Fridays are historically the best days in the market. I think we've
it's Friday. Mondays are the bad days, and it makes a heck of a lot of sense. If you just think from like bad news or something geopolitical, like you have more time for stuff to happen overnight over a weekend than you do on any other day of the week, and then you get to brood with it all, and then Monday morning can come in and people put their orders on the week and all that good stuff. It makes the most sense that Monday's going to see it to the downside. Ari Pages, I want another DWAC day. Well, unfortunately, Ari, we'll never have another DWAC day. We can have some DJT days, and I'm sure we're going to have one on the 20th or leading up to the 20th when the lockup expires. That could be nasty.
Those, that might have been probably one of the most entertaining days in Trader TV Live history was when we had something like a $100 winner or something on DWAC, and it was quite the day. We'll never forget that. There are clips of it living on my Twitter. I'll maybe retweet some of those tomorrow.
It was a fun day.
It was fantastic. There it is. Okay, so nice move right there. Out of the TQs now, as we put a bow on what was another good day. So thank you, Adam, and thank you, everybody else. Obi and Neil tomorrow
yes, sir.
For your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, and it's like 3:57, so not a lot going on. But you're not going anywhere. Because after market, we have Danielle Shay coming through. And as you said, Restoration Hardware and Adobe are going to be reporting. I was just double checking DJT. There is no trade on DJT right now, but I was kind of curious as to how it was ending the day. Because after the debate, it was a big short yesterday. Today was a solid short in the morning. Yesterday was obviously maybe like a hair better. If not, it was a little bit better at the open yesterday than the short was today. But this is ending twice strong. The only problem is it's ending with lower highs. So it never got to 16.8. I would have shorted that if you can. Sometimes the only thing you can do is play the first move. I did try it again at VWAP for a breakdown, but 2 days in a row, the best short on DJT has been at the open. So if you paid for it, you had to use it pretty much right away in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the session, and that's all you get to do. Printer low on ink. First of all, no. If Buffalo loses, we short off the fly tomorrow. It doesn't matter what you mean by that. Buffalo ain't going to lose tonight. They're going to handle the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
I'm predicting Josh Allen's going to go Superman because that's what he does. I'm also Dalton Kincaid is going to have a comeback game. I know a lot of people started him in fantasy, but he's going to get a touchdown tonight in that game. So good luck to anyone that tries to bet against the Buffalo Bills. You're going to lose. Ride Jay Lee did make a bit of a bounce at the end of the day. Lots of crazy parabolic movers. And one of them, just to show you that Till stock, it came all the way back to VWAP. It tagged tops right back into 46. Nasty, nasty move in. What goes up, what's come down. It was a $15 stock like 3 days ago. It was rightfully pointed out by a lot of people in our chat. So Till, maybe it'll have something going tomorrow. I feel like the top might have just come in on this parabolic mover. At some point, you're not doing this forever. You're going to get that pullback day, and I think there could be another one due for it. Worth watching to see Adobe. I know Adobe is the one reporting in Restoration Hardware. Those are the ones you're going to be concerned about for earnings after the bell. Adobe breaking the top as we speak. So maybe somebody knows something, or maybe someone is absolutely certain and they're just trying to get lucky. But Adobe breaking the highs on earnings day, up 1% into an up market. Adara, ring it in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So there's the close. Market almost 1% to the upside. The ES got 0.7. Adobe closing on the highs. You had RH as well, which is also reporting. The bell brought to you by our friends over at Firefly. All this price action has been unbelievable, but a great story, Firefly Neuroscience, man. Brain health is the most important health because you know what? If you can't think, you can't trade. Straight up. Truth is truth. Want to give a big shout out to our entire community. You guys have been fantastic today. We're going to go get them tomorrow. But shout out to Fabian and Ramin. Shout out to Sharif and Adara. Shout out to Brendan. Thank you so much. We had Jeff Mendel come on and have a lot of fun this morning. And tomorrow, as Sean mentioned, we're going to get to have Obi on the desk with me. That should be a heck of a lot of fun. But you know what? It ain't over. You don't have to do anything. Sit back, relax. You got the market recap show. You got Sean. You got Danielle Shay. You got Restoration Hardware, which just made a bit of a move at the close. The earnings aren't out yet. And Adobe earnings as well at the desk for your market recap. We locked and loaded and ready to go? Then let's get to the desk.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Market Recap. Make sure our mic is on. Yeah, you're now ready to go with Adobe. We'll see that come through today. What a good day it was for the overall market, I feel like. Anyways, NASDAQ with a nice move today. Gold with a nice move today. Silver with a nice move today. ARK with a nice move. Miners, copper, energy with a nice move today. What was down today exactly? I mean, puff, puff, pass. We don't care too much about MSOS. That was a down stock today. So were the solar names, but solar had a nice move. Of course, after the last little bit, I guess there's the debate. There's the pop probably coming back down off of that. You know what's been a strange one? Berkshire continues its march lower as we have problems potentially with some financials there. WFC, BAC, so on and so forth, hitting Berkshire to the downside. Okay, so that's WFC going down. There's gold again. Gold right now, congratulations. Gold right now at all-time highs. Ramin's got a whole bunch of bling. She's got a lot of gold. There it goes. Nice move to the upside, breaking through 233, 234. GLD, new all-time highs today for gold. So congratulations to Peter Schiff and company who continue to sling that around. There was something like, I saw a tweet from his today, something about gold versus Bitcoin this year, and I think gold is actually outperforming. I'll have to double check that. Do not at me. There was something about that, but silver today as well. Silver not really upside yet. We'll see if that can get going. I'm still going to be here for everybody. We'll wait to see if Adobe comes out. Let's just flip this over into a 1-minute chart, and then we'll get ADBE going. And if there is a report out for them tonight, we are expecting 7 to 8% of a move, which give or take is 40, 50 and change dollars. So we'll see if this one can get one way or the other. Nice move over the daily chart here on Adobe last couple days, trying to break near that high. The other name was Restoration Hardware. I don't see any of them out yet. So we'll just keep going on with our story of the day. And that is, again, another strong one for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ says, what did you say about September? Right now, it's back up. Here's September 1st. This big red day. Actually, that red day, was that red day? Yeah, the first day of September. So it started off nasty, but guess what? Oh no. Are we up now for September? Are we up now in the month of September? Nice move back to the upside right there. If you still think September is going to be a negative month, this is your chance right now to short this move back in. So we'll wait to see if 473 comes in at any time. Why am I hearing that Oracle is now mooning? Or you just got me? Okay. News potentially now on Oracle. Oh boy, do we have this name in our portfolio? Yes, we do. I don't see anything again on Oracle. We are brought to you by the Benzinga Pro platform right now. And unfortunately, I don't see anything Oracle related. But there goes Oracle in the after hours. We can go over here and sort of go a $ ORCL here on Twitter and see if we do see anything right now on the latest news for Oracle. Big pop after hours. That's September 9th, so we're not worried about that. There's Oracle going. Oracle, wow, what happened? What happened? Everybody looking for news on Oracle right now. We will get that for you in a couple seconds if and when it shows up on the Benzinga Pro platform. But boom, goes a dynamite for Oracle. What a report. We were actually talking about this the other day, and it was like, banks downside, some of the consumer staples downside, consumer discretionary a little bit downside. But Oracle came out with that great report, and there it is off of earnings, a nice upside move right now for Oracle. So just still looking for that news. I don't see it. If anybody in the chat does have it, then give it to us. Did they just put on like a little bit of a buyback and bought them all in the after hours? Nice move up there for Oracle. Adobe, hearing flush noises right now for Adobe. Downside move there for Adobe. We'll slap an initial fail on this one. I like that. There it is right now, Obi. Obi is now out right here. Adobe, of course, 465. That looks like a beat to me. Whenever I see green on here, that means beat. Beat. 465 versus 453. Beat on sales as well. 5.4 versus 5.37. Looks like Adobe's all good on this front. We'll find out where the downgrade or on forward look maybe coming in for Adobe. Maybe they guided lower is the words I'm looking for. There goes Adobe. Nice downside move. We'll get more on that when I hear about it from the Benzinga Pro platform. Restoration Hardware is now out, and it is a downside move there for RH. Here goes RH again. There it is right there. 169 beats 156. 829 beats again. Why are they going down? There it is right here. Adobe sees Q4 revenues. 5, okay, that feels fine to me. I don't know what the expected was, though. They see their Q4 revenues 5.5 to 5.55. So that could be a little light for Adobe. We'll find out more about that when it comes in. I'm just going to give you all the news as it comes in here, and we can judge the move ourselves. Restoration Hardware starts one way, going the other right now. Restoration Hardware putting 12% on its name on a daily chart. You're looking at $3 right now. I think Restoration Hardware on a beat does have a $300 handle on it. Where's my Hydration Nation crew? Let's go. Let's have a little sip here. I like. All right, Adobe. Back to Adobe quickly. We're going to go over the market in a minute. It's just we have a couple hot earnings. I know Adobe's been talked about for a minute. And looky, it looks like we are going to get that flush now down more than we said it was going to be about a $40 or $50 move, right? That's 587. That's 547. That's $40 right there to the downside. It looks like Adobe is continuing following their earnings report. Adobe to the downside. The numbers that I have is a beat, adjusted Q3 beat of 465 versus 453, and a beat on the sales estimates as well for Adobe. So I'm seeing a beat over here. It has to be the guide. So there it goes to the downside. Or potentially, and I just saw someone in the chat there, maybe guided in already. Like, you know, this look here on the daily chart, taking out these highs, all you're doing is pushing back to the 200. In my opinion, that's a buy. That's Adobe. We're going to get going. We do have Danielle Shay talking all about options in a couple minutes on with us very, very soon. Let's check out the heat map on the day. We talked about gold and silver, hi ho, keeps going to the upside. But look what's going on in retail today. Amazon, Costco. I want to talk to Danielle about Costco. That's blasting up again. Home Depot, Walmart blasting. All of retail today. Very, very hot indeed. Amazon really triggered it out, man. I cannot believe Amazon's almost back to that 190-ish area. What did Amazon close at exactly? 187.07. Up a little bit. You could see not at that Bezos top where the guy was buying yachts at 200, but good move by Bezos to get out. Nice flush back in. Now we make our way back up to those tops right here. Ooh, look at that. A little bit of a triple top happening right now on Amazon at that level. So I like that stock. I really like that stock. That was one that we were able to buy on dips. You know, Eli Lilly up 1.5% today. Good. Near all-time highs one more time for Eli Lilly. Continues to climb higher, man. They beat this name down all the time, but then it just comes right back upside. So watch out for that one. Shout out to Michael Jackson there with the Beat It reference. And as I hear Fabian singing, I like that. We get some good vibes going through there. Google upside again, another 2.5%. Look, man, don't hate on what Google's trying to do right now. They're trying to battle back, and Google with a nice little move down. Let's have a quick look at Google on the daily chart. What's Adobe doing? Let's not sleep on it. Bouncing off 540. And again, I think it could be a buy down here at the 200 period moving average. We'd like to retake that at 545, but that coming in could be a play there for ADBE. And then right there, restoration. Whoa, we are taking, whoa, slow down, Winston. Nice move upside right now, 295. Restoration Hardware, who's going in there and buying that right now? Restoration Hardware taking out names and numbers right now. 295. What a mover there for RH. the numbers that we have here for Restoration Hardware coming out right now. She's trading higher if the company reported better than expected Q2 financial results, expecting a growth range between 7 and 9%. There it is compared to 5 to 7. So looks like they're guiding higher there. We only have Adobe as trading lower with better numbers than expected. There it is. Oracle seeing at least wash our eyes here. $104 billion in revenue for forward year. Fabian, hold on a second. What does this say? 2029. Oracle, what are you doing? You're guiding forward to 2029 right now? These guys, honestly, I know Adara and I, we always talk about like, what exactly does Oracle do on their earnings calls? That's not even today. But right now, forward year 2029 for Oracle. I don't know if that's a misprint or not. No, I'm just saying that's the expected revenue there. So right now, Oracle getting a bump up of 8% on a 4-year guide forward. Interesting right now for Oracle. There's probably more to that story. Don't hold me to that, but there it goes, 170 upside right now. This is a daily chart. This is what's happening to Oracle right now. No, don't worry about that's not real. There's the move right here. We're right here for Oracle, 170 on a nice guide. I still got to log out and everything of that computer there, Obi, so I'll get on that once we are done the recap show. We do have Danielle Shay coming through very, very soon. So that was just a quick little look. We did get a number out this morning, of course. We've had CPI a couple, today we had PPI in line. The NASDAQ, what did that do all day? You know what? It did stuff in the morning and then retraced all the way back up to the upside there. Here's the dip down. Started early. Nice downside play there off of the number. But it just bounced the whole day, finding some strength. Going back to positive, we will talk to Danielle Shay about Costco. There's Costco again, huge day today, up 1.5% and trying to go higher. Here's the look on the daily chart. Costco continues to impress. Yo, who's here with me right now, man? We're going to do this. Yo, what's up to Bears versus Bulls? Let's go with an early roll call. We're just going to give an early roll call. Adam is here, man. For Profit is here. Let me check how many people are here. 2,700. We like that one. Make sure you do hit the like and the subscribe on the stream. Pretty please. I'm not here tomorrow, so this will be one last little shout out. Then we go and have a customer appreciation event with ICE Market Data Services. We saw Mark O'Keefe there yesterday. I think me, Brendo. I just saw Neil take off, so I guess he's not coming. That's too bad. We'll go there and have some fun there tonight as well. All right, so shout out to Danielle, Streamlabs, what's up? DLV, Pete Stocks, Hertz Scrambler, Guarev, and of course our main guy right there, Bears versus Bulls. Sean all by himself. Yes. That's okay. John M, Future Eddie, Lorenzo, Matt, Ozan, everybody's here. So it's the usual. Yeah, man. Jay Lee, thank you so much. What a day that it was for trading there today. Everyone always asks me if I am green or red on the day. We were green. Ask others. All right, yo, my guy, Molfar coming through. What's up to Beautiful Gate as well? All right, USO, what a nice day for USO. Finally starting to bounce back a little bit as the market gets going one more time. Drip, drip, boom for oil. I just see Randy there looking sharp in his dress shirt. That's another gentleman that will be joining us for some drinks later on tonight. Randy, get over here, Randy. You can stand beside me any day. Here comes Randy, everybody. Everybody, welcome Mr. Randy. We never say your last name, so I won't do it again. Randy to the show. How are you doing? What do you got? A little tea going on over there? Can you get him a mic if possible? I don't mind doing some of this with Randy. Randy, go grab Adara's mic or go over and see Fabian. You guys want me to bring Randy on? Want me to bring some Randy on? All right, we're going to do that, but we do have Danielle Shay in just a couple minutes. We'll be joining her very, very soon. All right, ADBE right now. Adobe, let's just get a quick look at that one before we go. 539, a nice move down. Adobe right now, almost exactly as expected here on the earnings report. Down 7.5%. For Adobe. Danielle taught me many things, but one thing that she said was look at the implied move. And it looks like right now Adobe is giving us exactly that. We had an implied move of 7.1%. $40 downside there for Adobe trying to bounce right now. I don't know. There was some UAL talk today. Jets ETF starting to get back up to the upside. That could continue to go. Again, look at this bounce back in the airlines, man. I mean, since middle of summer, I guess, bottoming out there at 1650. It was UAL today, wasn't it? We did have, so a nice little move there for UAL, trying to take out $50. Good bounce back over the last little while for some of the airlines. People are bullish on Randy. Randy, people want to know, what are you drinking?
A little peppermint.
Peppermint tea, all right.
Absolutely.
Hydration Nation continues. Fabian's doing many, many jobs here, so.
Oh, that's good.
So you got the shirt on, you're looking to impress. I like that. We're going out tonight. We'll have a couple drinks. And I'm hoping that they have those mini Big Macs. You've talked about the Bang Bang Shrimp.
Absolutely.
Was something that you want to do as well. Maybe a bit lower there. We'll get that all figured out.
Good, Mike.
We got ready to go. We have Danielle Shay coming in just momentarily, where we're going to talk about tech names, man. I mean, Danielle, her and I have been talking about Amazon, and I want to talk to her about that ASAP. So you let me know when we're ready to go, and we will bring in one of the best guests in Trader TV Live history, Miss Danielle Shay. I don't know if she's like we had the Fibonacci queen. I don't know if she's the queen of options. I'm going to ask her if there's a name.
All of it.
You know, it's like you are the master of autos. We don't really have a nickname for you though, do we, Randy?
Yo.
Randall the Handle?
Sure.
I feel like we got to get better. Is it Randall No, it's just Randy.
Randy.
So it cannot be Randall then. Okay, Amazon with the move up there. We had Copper with a nice move to the upside right here. Me and Randy were just talking about some construction projects happening. So for those of you that are doing construction at home, you want to look at Home Depot. And there goes Home Depot breaking through 380 there as well. Why is Oracle up? People are asking. Let me know when Danielle's ready. I don't want to keep her for too much longer. Nice move to the upside right now for Oracle, up 9%. You know why, Randy? Oracle's up. This is the crazy story. I'm going to ask Danielle if she's ever heard of anything like this as well. Look at this. Oracle trading higher on a forward year 2029. 20. Too much zoomed in. Forward year 29.
Wow.
Right there. So 4 years guiding, 5 years guiding forward for Oracle. Wild, wild things on Oracle. What a move that's had, Randy, off of earnings. There's Oracle. Boom goes the dynamite off the 50 period, taking it out. Let's go. It's Danielle. Hi, Miss Shay. People are saying that Danielle needs an entry song after that kind of an intro right there. What would be any song you're listening to right now?
Oh, well, I could think of a few, but I don't know if they would be great for an entry
Taylor
song. So I would love to ask all of you what my entry song should be.
Okay, I think that's a great one. I saw Taylor Swift yesterday on the MTV Music Awards, thanked her boyfriend, Travis Kelce there. My bad on that one. You see this move on Oracle, by the way, Danielle? They just guided $104 billion in potential revenue into 2029. 4 or 5 years down the road, and boom goes Oracle. We probably were looking at this on earnings. Nice move there. Continuation play off earnings. Did anything get your attention in Oracle the last couple of days?
I haven't even looked at that one yet. So let's take a look. Great move, obviously, overnight. I like to see it. When you look at the earnings report overall, this kind of gap up can generally lead to a good 5 days of upside afterwards. So, we're 3 days in, we're up another 2.67% today. The problem with these kind of moves is, they look great if you're already in it, but the only way you can really get in it at this point is if the stock would have high short float. And I don't think that Oracle does. So I think I have to say, I'm sorry, you probably missed it if you're not already in the game and didn't buy it right after that earnings report.
Now it's up to 170 in the after hours, and we do get someone asking me, it is Oracle sees at least $104 billion in revenue for forward year 2029. So nice little move up there. I looked at something that you tweeted out earlier today, and it was about Costco. So I did want to talk to you a little bit about that one right here. You said Costco to 1,000 right now. They do report next week, Danielle. So let's go look at those pretty charts of yours and show us some lines, because Costco right now looks like it's the one.
I love Costco here because, consumer staples is really hot, and you have Costco, which had pulled back into critical support. So, at this point, now it's almost at a new high again. But if you look at the way that it pulled back, I love daily chart pullbacks into the 21 EMA, which is exactly where that hit. It was down at 871. The shorter term timeframe targets I have on it are going to be up at 925 and then 950. But if you look at these longer term weekly charts, this is where you get some longer term price targets. And so if you throw on some levels here on this weekly chart and look at that weekly chart pullback, that is just glorious right there. We end up getting some upside targets at between 960 and 1064. So call it 1,000. That's right at your key psychological value. We have earnings coming up. Costco's been doing well, rallying going into earnings, especially since they announced their gold bars. So this was the quarter that the gold bars came into play. And look at these moves going higher into earnings. People are looking forward to hearing about how many gold bars they're selling.
It's amazing, as we talked about gold also today, hitting all-time highs and getting higher and higher there. Look, Danielle, that's a nice call there. That's 10% to the upside on Costco. I believe it's there for sure as well. A name that I was looking at as a day trade today, I thought it was a good one. It's going to be Broadcom, so I'll give that to you in just a second. I was looking at it right here, trying to break this 166. I really thought that if it got going through that, we could have had a nice little push at the end of the day. A little bit of a fade out here to still close up almost 4% today for Broadcom. Looking at a daily chart here, it's not just the NVIDIA story, is it? Broadcom just over the last week or so up there, another $30, bouncing off the 200 period. And again, what looked to be a weak earnings report, but I guess not, as we make that all back. I guess sometimes, Danielle, we can get a little fooled. And you and I were here on the show last week talking about Broadcom, and you were like, it needs to hold this level. So I got to give a big congratulations, and what a great call for Miss Danielle Shay live on our show last week. You nailed Broadcom. I tip whatever cap I'm not wearing to you.
Hey, I love Broadcom, and what I love about it is that it's been so much more slow and steady compared to NVIDIA, right? But it still has amazing growth potential. I think it's a great name in the space, and especially now that it's a lower price, it's a much better name for trading too, especially in the options market. So I'm a huge fan. After it fell, after earnings, I needed to see it hold that 200 simple. I love making trades at the 200 simple and at the 50 simple. These are just such critical zones. And you can see that it came down with the wick, hit that level, and boom, off it went. And today, what's so exciting about it, and this is what I'm looking for in a lot of these names right now, is once you get back up to that 50 simple, if you can break out on high volume, those are some amazing trades. And that's exactly what Broadcom did today. So this yellow line right here, that's going to be the 50 period simple moving average. You broke out on high volume and boom, it's up another 4%. So I love trading those zones. I think that now that Broadcom has recovered, your next target is going to be back up into 180, 185.
Hi, Danielle. Got your short-term analysis on Tesla, of course. We had some good production numbers out of Shanghai. Year over year, we're up 3%. But we've got the onslaught of the Chinese EVs coming from BYD and others. We've got tariffs in play. Where are we between now and the next quarterly report? What do you think about Cybertruck numbers? Not so great in terms of deliveries. And we've got a little bit of headwinds here in the U.S.
I think that Tesla has been really challenging to trade lately, unless you're trading, on a day trading basis, because if you look at the trend on a daily chart, you're just not in a solid trend, right? You're up, you're down, you're all over the place. And so this is one of those stocks that I do prefer to trade on, 3 days or less time frame or day trade. But I'll say for right here and right now, there's one good thing about it, which is that it's broken up above the 50 simple, right? So we've broken up above that zone. We're holding up above that level. I'd put that right at about 225. You were up again today, not a ton, but you were still up. You have this consolidation, which I do think is going to break out to the upside. But, the problem with Tesla here has primarily been the way that it's been reacting to earnings. And so here's the thing is that last quarter, it gapped down 8.5% after that earnings report and has been weak ever since. And so normally I like to look for stocks that have been reacting well to earnings to trade higher going into the next report. And this one just doesn't really fit the bill. It could happen because of the technical setup. But I am concerned about a potential rally going into that report just because last quarter it was a little bit lackluster. But you know what? I do like seeing the Cybertrucks driving around, so I'll give it that.
Danielle, did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Of course.
Someone said that could be your entrance song. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I don't know if there's if that makes any sense or not, but that would be kind of cool. Maybe we'll get that ready to go. You want to take a question from the audience? Why don't we do that?
Sure.
We'll have a look. They want to know about the diamonds, DIA. I don't know if you ever trade. This is the Dow Jones, of course. It's had some pretty good strength. We are near I believe this is all-time highs. Let me just have a quick little look here on a weekly chart for the Dow. Yes, of course it is. Looking to take those out right now. Real strong, man. Nowhere near the 50 simple, and looks like it wants to keep on going, of course, with battered names like the Intels of the world. This name could still get going a little bit higher. Any takes here of how the diamonds and the Dow look right now as far as you're concerned?
Yeah, sure. So when you're looking at the diamonds, I mean, it's a reasonable ticker to trade for sure. I mean, I do typically stick with the QQQs or the spiders. I mainly stick with the Qs just because it's had that relative strength, especially over the course of the last several years, especially. But I mean, I like the setup here on the diamonds. If you look at it, it bounced directly into the 50 simple. Again, like I mentioned, I love buying tickers that are in a bullish trend that bounce and wick into that zone. So you've got that. You have the fact that it's consolidating, it's starting to break out, and you have a clean price target at 420 too. So for something like this, especially in the options market, you could pretty easily create a butterfly or a debit spread, like for example, a 410, 420, 430 call butterfly. So yeah, I mean, I don't really trade the sticker a lot, but I like the chart and I like the idea.
Good. Thank you, Danielle, for that one. Look, last week I said that we'd give you a shout out to your YouTube page, but if you have that loaded up, that's great. But right now I have your Twitter page. There was a fake one out there and I reported and blocked, but right here at Trader Danielle, I want to make sure everybody can see that right now on our screen. Plus, are you still posting any videos up on your YouTube channel?
I had a little bit of a challenging summer here, being pregnant and, kids and whatnot. So I haven't posted as many videos recently, but I'm back into it now. And you can check out the most recent media hits that I've done, and then also some different trade review videos that I've been doing. I've actually been trading a lot more SPX, 0 DTE, because I really like trading the market close.
Right.
That's generally the time where I come in and I trade, and those are going to expire every day. So yeah, I mean, I have my YouTube channel up here, but you can come and check out the trade review right here.
Perfect.
And I also have a bunch more videos that I was going to be posting, hopefully before I go on maternity leave, but we'll see how things go.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. I mean, 0 day, I didn't really figure that you'd be going looking there. That's pretty exciting. There are a lot of traders, obviously, on our show that look for that. Hey, maybe we can come on one day at like a 2:45 or something, and we'll have a look to see what some of those options look like as we approach the close. Is that roughly what you start looking? Are you looking, when do they stop trading those 0 days? Is it half hour before or right into the close?
Yeah, so I mean, that's my favorite time of day to trade. I trade the last hour of the market. For me, the reason why I've gotten into that so much more is because when I have, doctor appointments to go to and stuff like that, it makes it harder to manage the swing trades, right? So if you come in and you're trading the same setup every day, at the end of the day, then that's something you can just work on and get better at over time. And so generally what I do is I'm, the whole hour I'm paying attention, but right when you get to the last half hour of the market, that's where you start to see the market internals really moving. So you're either getting buying pressure or selling pressure, or it's flat, right? So you just basically have to make a decision. Am I going to do something neutral in the options market, or am I going to make a bullish or a bearish call? And then you have like a 30-minute trade. And right when the market closes, those SPX 0 DTE options expire. And so, you can either take a cash settlement on them where you don't have to close them for a day trade, Or, you could close them as well if you hit your price target. So that's kind of what I've been working on. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah,
live
maybe
with you guys.
we'll
It'd be
hop on
fun.
and talk about it. We did get a super chat here, and then I'll let you go because we're running out of time right now. So just real quickly, if you come to my screen, Ian Rispetto, AMAT, A-M-A-T there. Danielle, what do we think about over the next few months? I'll give you a second to just quickly load that up. I mean, from my opinion here, Ian, I mean, you're coming into, hit the screen here. We'll give Danielle a second to load this up. I think you're falling into a nice little level here of 170. That's sort of, we did have earnings back on the 14th or so, 15th of August. That did not look well received. Nice pullback in for AMAT, of course. Very positive name, nicely done. Short float only 1.5 million. Earnings per share $2, so it looks like it's pretty good there. Not too much that I can see from here, other than a nice little support area in and around 175 for AMAT. Their next report, August 15th was their last one, so we'll wait for next quarter. You see anything getting any attention here on AMAT from Ian in the chat?
So, I agree with you on the support zones, but I have to say that I really don't like those earnings reversals. Those can be really hard because when you have something that it was doing so well, right? It traded all the way up into 255. I don't like the break below the 50 simple on high volume. I don't like 2 breaks below the 200 simple on high volume. I don't like the way that it reversed after that earnings report again. So, yes, I agree. There's support between 170, 175. Ideally, that can continue holding. But what I would need to see is it at least back up above 196 and preferably up above 206 before it would shift back into a bullish trend. However, with a lot of these stocks that have gotten kind of hammered the last month or so, I have still been trading them back up into resistance. Right. I mean, you can look at Microsoft right now, you can look at Amazon right now, and that's the trade on these kind of names is you try to trade the bounce from here to here. And then, hey, guess what? If it does break 196, then you might get a high volume breakout. So I'd be careful with it, but that doesn't mean it can't recover because ultimately good company, good stock, and I'd like to see it recover longer term.
What a great analysis there, and thank you for doing that for us. What a bounce back in Microsoft coming up to the 50 simple right here, Danielle. I mean, this looks like it wants to go one more time. I actually getting pretty bullish right now on this move. I don't know if I would fade this, trying to break higher. Getting longer on Microsoft seems like a decent idea for me right now. This might be, although I'm off tomorrow, this could be a trade to look at moving forward. Do you like this little break here on Microsoft 426, 427?
I love it. Anytime you have Microsoft fall down into the 200 simple, that to me is a pretty good spot to buy it. It admittedly wasn't perfect. You broke through the 200 simple here, you broke through right here, but ultimately it has bounced, and now we can see that it's breaking through the 50 simple. And so, I picked up some more Microsoft. I was targeting 430 initially, and I'm just about to my target. So my next target is going to be 440 on the stock, but ultimately long-term, look at these long-term targets for long-term shares. You got a $500 price target all the way up there. That's looking pretty beautiful. So
we like that.
Yeah, I've been picking up more of it, and Amazon's doing the same thing. So these are the two that I'm really focused on right here.
I said on the show today that if Amazon gets to $200, it might be a Katina family vacation moment because we've been buying some Amazon on the dip as well. We might have opened up Pandora's box, so I might get in trouble because there's people in the chat that are really excited about the 0 day to expiration option. So maybe we can do a segment with you live one day. I'll get back to you on that as well. Miss Danielle Shay, everyone can go find you at Trader Danielle. Thank you one more time for joining us. It's always a blast. And I guess go Chiefs go. I mean, I don't know if they're going to need much help this year. They look really strong. Were you able to watch any of that game last week?
Of course, I watched the Chiefs game, and I actually got a new Travis Kelce shirt that I'm going to be wearing for the next one. So,
wow.
I'm from Kansas City, though, so I'm not that big of a bandwagon fan.
Amazing. That's true. You've always been about the Chiefs, but now our favorite player, of course, Travis Kelce. So, thank you, Danielle. Have a good one, and we will talk to you hopefully next week. That's Miss Danielle Shay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Randy. I feel like you did a superb job there. And the only problem is that you leave this place every day in and around 3 o'clock.
Sometimes.
So I would love to employ you for this role.
That's
but,
okay, we're all good.
Unfortunately,
All
you
good.
are all good. So thank you for filling in there. As we get ready to one more time, have a great evening. And I think we should be able to do that. Myself, you, Brendan, will go out. We'll have some fun here tonight. And we'll talk to Mark O'Keefe, who was on the show yesterday. And brought us those lovely... I guess it was
Mark's
6 apple
fantastic.
fritters and all this crazy stuff there. Neil really enjoyed that. But you know what time it is right now? It's roll call time. All right, we got to go here right now. I want to give a big shout out to, of course, Danielle. Thank you so much, Danielle, for joining us one more time here. I got to give a big thank you to Bears vs. Bulls, who slid me some of those questions right there. Thank you so much for that. Everyone saying thank you to Danielle here. Make sure you go check out her pages, man, ASAP. All right, who's here? Other Zinc is here. Hans Beer is here. Andrew Chow, Josh is here. Danielle, Royal Dixon, Finch Jane is in the building. CJ the Day Trader. We like that one, CJ. Darwin, Eli coming through.
Bristol.
Pucho 111. Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
Bristol, Neil, Rob. Look at this. We got a great team here today.
What about this guy?
Wow. I missed that one.
Hugh something. Neil Robb is there. Andrew Chow is here. Nako, Leonel Martinez is here. Henrique is here. Ozan is here as well. Look, for everybody here at Trader TV Live, I want to say a big thank you for joining us today. You've got the day off tomorrow. I've got the day off tomorrow.
We'll be back on Monday.
But the market does not.
Nope.
We're back with Extreme Fire one more time on Monday, but join everybody at Trader TV Live tomorrow at 8:30, where we'll be right back. Randy, thank you for filling in. Or just for showing up. You're not really filling in for anybody.
We got this.
There it is. Thank you, Randy. Thank you to Danielle. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls. Fabian, you're there. Obi, thank you for tomorrow. And thank you to Brendan as well. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:30. Make sure you check us then. It's Trader TV Live. It's the best. See ya. Sean keeps on high speed amazing.